Breakfast bagels, I know. I feel like a bagel would be good right now. Perfect start to your morning. Look at that. Come on now. I'm sorry. I know you weren't going to have breakfast, but now you are. And then we're going to connect with radio personality K Yeezy and find out how he unlocks his 100% in the entertainment industry. Then we got our fashion editor Knox bringing us her runway highlights from the South African Fashion Week. And then what's a Friday without a Good Friday dance and an ability to move the coffee table? We got you sorted out with the House of Scar. They are here to make sure the roof comes down on a long weekend. That's if you took leave today. If not, that's why we are here, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Talking about feel good, a man where you look at his face, you just start feeling good. Here's Raul.
I like that. Let me just do the thing.
Yeah,
feel good. I got you. Mzansi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday edition. And it doesn't matter if you were the smart one and took the whole long weekend for yourself, then hey, good morning. I hope you're enjoying us from the comfort of your bed. But if not, and you forgot to plan ahead and you got to head to work, don't worry either, because we're here to entertain you while you get ready and while you head off to do your business. But speaking of business, let's get straight into it. We're asking you, Mzansi, for this morning to have a conversation with us about when last you've done something crazy and when last you've tried something for the first time. That's what we're asking this morning. Tell us about your latest new experience, and you can use the number 063-408-8863. We'd love to find out what's new in your zoo. Let us know, Mzansi. We're dying to find out and have a conversation. I'll maybe let you in on what's first of mine, but a little bit later. We keep the anticipation. But what we won't keep you anticipated for is, of course, official duties, and Carlitos is standing by with the latest when it comes to news. Check it out.
I've got the perfect start to your news on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, South Africa's Kirsten Newshafer from Gqeberha has written or should I say, rewritten the history books. The 39-year-old Newshafer reached the finish at the harbour of the Le Bled d'Arlon in France on her yacht Minnehaha just before 11 last night to become the first woman and the first South African to win the grueling Golden Globe race around the world. Newshafer sets off in September as the only female participant, together with 15 others in the solo racing event, and spent 235 days alone at sea, believe it or not. Her nearest opponent had a backlog of more than 100 nautical miles late last night. The first race, Golden Globe yacht race, took place about 50 years ago in 1968 and was won by Britain's Robin Knox-Johnston. Well done to Kirsten for doing that amazing feat. Now on to some other South African news. President Cyril Ramaphosa says health is one of the government's biggest priorities. The president officially opened the Uberton Community Healthcare Centre near Klerksdorp yesterday, and earlier in the day, in his Independence Day speech at the Mansell Park Stadium in Klerksdorp, Ramaphosa emphasized that it's important for all eligible voters to vote in next year's election. Ramaphosa said in the election, South Africans have the opportunity to vote for leaders who are committed to the fight against corruption and looting. On to international news. Ghana's president, Dr. Nana Addo Akufo, has urged African leaders to put more effort into ensuring peace and stability in Sudan. This after fierce fighting between the Sudan Armed Forces and paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in and around Khartoum, in which hundreds of people have died. Akufo was addressing the Democratic Union of Africa annual event at Kempton Park in the East Rand, and he said peace and security was a huge challenge on the continent, and he strongly condemned coups in Africa. Now, Pelé, the nickname of the late soccer legend, has officially become synonymous with exceptional, incomparable, and unique. The Portuguese language Michaelis Dictionary, one of the most popular in Brazil, added Pelé as a new adjective to its online edition. The inclusion came after a campaign by the Pelé Foundation to honor the soccer star gathered more than 125,000 signatures. Pelé died in December, aged 82. The only player to have won the World Cup 3 times, he is widely considered to be the best soccer player in history. And wrapping things up on a lighter note, Balaji Fatai, 21-year-old, has never set foot in an airplane, but he's built his own remote-controlled model aircraft from trash and sent it soaring over the sprawl and chaos of Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital. On a recent cloudy day, the single-propeller plane withstood crosswinds high above a sandy football field and swooped low over the heads of onlookers, that is on Warren-Shoki, the poor neighborhood where Fatani lives. Now, he bought the propeller and remote control in a shop, but constructed the body, wings, tail, and fin from pieces of recycled styrofoam gathered on dump sites and held together with sticky tape, believe it or not. The wingspan is about 1 meter. Fatai's labor of love is now propelling his dreams. The tech company has given him an internship, an important first step towards a goal, becoming an aeronautical engineer. He said, and I quote, "As our country is under developing one, so I hope to be part of the people that will develop the country using this, my drone technology." Balaji, may your drones fly high like your dreams in the beautiful Nigerian sky. That's it for news. So now 1 hour to go until we get to our next report. But on to some sporting action. Here's our Pele, Graham.
Oh, we love you, Carl. Thank you for saying that. And you're all lucky that we actually didn't cancel sport this morning. This is how close we came. Let's start with football. Son Heung-min scored a 79th minute equaliser to complete a fine Tottenham comeback that did seem pretty unlikely up against Man United. In Ryan Mason's first game back as interim boss, the boys showed a lot of heart. United did look good, and they looked to be certainly coasting to a fourth straight win after goals by Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford put them in a commanding position at half-time. Then Pedro Porro launched the fight back before Son's equaliser. Then elsewhere, Newcastle continued their stellar year. They took a huge stride towards Champions League football next season, inflicting a demoralising 4-1 defeat on struggling Everton, and they remain rooted in that relegation zone as a result. And speaking of which, Southampton remain at the foot of the table. That was after their 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. Then let's bring it back home, but stay in the footy zone. Kaizer Chiefs returned to winning ways after they edged out a struggling Chippa United 1-0 at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Ashley Dupre's 72nd minute goal settling the counts and ensuring that Arthur Zwane's side close to within 2 points of arch rivals Orlando Pirates in fourth place. We love that in the run into the end of the season. Then Swallows breathed new life into their fight for survival. They pulled off a smash and grab 1-0 win over rock bottom Maritzburg United to compound their problems. And Dubai Birds opened up a 5-point gap to that relegation zone in 12th place. Certainly a big sigh of relief, with Maritzburg remaining rooted to the foot of the table, suffering their 14th defeat of the season. Not looking good. Now we turn to rugby. World Rugby Chief Executive Alan Gilpin has said that draws for future Rugby World Cups will be better balanced following complaints about the lopsided format of this year's edition in France. I think South Africa certainly focusing on that. The draw for a 2023 World Cup starting in September was made back in 2020, but the world rankings have changed markedly during the past 3 years. And as a consequence, the top 4 sides in the current standings, Ireland, France, New Zealand, and yes, of course, South Africa, are all on the same side of the draw, meaning only 2 of the top 4 could possibly make it into the semi-finals. Then on to Formula One. Charles Leclerc has denied reports in Italy, claiming he has held talks with Mercedes about replacing Lewis Hamilton. Now, Hamilton's current contract with the Silver Arrows expires at the end of the season, and the 38-year-old is yet to agree to an extension. So a report in Italy claimed it was, quote, an open secret that Leclerc was speaking to Mercedes following Ferrari's difficult start to the 2023 season, which has included 2 DNFs for the Monegasque driver, and there was so much promise at the start for him, and this could be happening. Leclerc insists no talks with Mercedes have taken place, but where there's smoke, all I'm saying. We will continue to, yes, chew on all the news and the sport as we progress through this morning, but there is so much to embrace ahead of hopefully a long weekend for you, so let's hope the weather is going to play along.
Oh yes, definitely something to embrace this long weekend. Now, with many enjoying a long weekend comes the opportunity to experience nature and the great outdoors hands-on. So get this, from today to Monday, Cape Town's participating in the City Nature Challenge, which is an international bio-blitz style competition where cities compete to see who can find and document the most plants and wildlife. Now in 2021, Cape Town won the most species and most observations category. And to participate, all you have to do is merely install the iNaturalist app on your smartphone. And now, using your phone or camera, take pictures of as many living specimens as you can in the Cape Town region, be it a bug, a flower, a dussie, or even a bird. It's unnecessary to name the object, but leave your GPS on for easier tagging. And at the end of the day, simply upload all your photos, and that's it. What a wonderful opportunity to get to know the Cape Town's incredible fauna and flora, one of the most diverse in the world. To that, I say happy snapping. And speaking of happy snapping, we've got some snaps to share with you this morning, of course, and sharing those incredible sunrise views. Starting us off this morning, Janelle from Kwaduza shared her early morning sunrise image with absolutely breathtaking orange hues filling the almost clear sky. What a beautiful shot indeed. Thank you so much for that, Janelle. Next up, we've got Cherry Ludic from Kimberley and her view of the wispy violet tones glimmering up the sky. It is like a pastel painting indeed. Thank you so much for that, Cherie. Next up, we've got Martin Sun from Beaconsfield, Kimberley, and he shared a shot from his backyard with minimal, pretty sunlight in sight, and it is absolutely delicious. And I can just imagine how bright that sun's going to appear into the sky next up. Thank you so much, Martin. But we've got Nancy again from Nkomazi in KZN, who shared her stunning view of the cloudy-filled sky with the hues of the sun cascading through the clouds. What a magnificent shot. Mzansi, you are setting the bar, and I can't thank you enough for this. Keep sharing those incredible views. It's 063-408-8863, because we'd love to see how you start your day. And let's take a look at the temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, your day started a low of 14 up to 29. In Mbabela, a little bit of rain from 18 up to 30. Pretoria, much the same, from 16 up to 29. And Johannesburg, you can expect some rainfall from 13 all the way up to 28 degrees Celsius. Over to Mahikeng, your day started a low of 14 up to 30 degrees. Klerksdorp, some rain expected from 14 up to 29. Kimberley, thunder and some rain from 10 up to 29. And Bloemfontein, much the same, 9 up to a high of 27 degrees. Moving around the coast now and over to Richards Bay, where the day started a low of 22 up to a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg, you can expect a low of 14 up to 27. Durban, similar conditions from 21 up to 26. And Mthatha, 15 is your low all the way up to a high of 26 degrees Celsius. Carrying on around the coast now and over to East London, your day started a low of 16 up to 25. Cradock sees the day starting at a low of 9 up to 29. GQ Gqeberha sees the day starting at 14 up to 23. A little bit of drizzle coming through, and much the same for George. From 12 you go all the way up to 20 degrees. Carrying on around the coast and over to the mother city, Cape Town sees the day starting at 14 up to 29 with rainfall definitely expected. Worcester sees the day starting at 17 up to 21. Sorry, apologies, Cape Town has a max of 19. And then back to Worcester, as I did mention, 7 up to a high of 21 degrees. Sutherland, a chilly start of 1 up to 18. And Uppington, 12 is your low, up to a max of 31 degrees. Again, Zanzi, thank you so much for sending those incredible pictures in. And speaking of incredible, we've got something incredible to look forward to. Let's find out what it is exactly.
We do indeed, because we got this man over here, Roy Simpson. He misses nothing. All of these headlines, he's memorized them for you. But, Roy, just a quick one before we get into our deep dive. We have a couple of presidential headlines that need to be addressed, though. Starting at home, what can we expect?
That's the question. What can we expect? It's a question of where are we? Which decisions are we making? So that's what we'll chat about. We'll chat about the U-turns that are being driven by the presidency. It's quite a thing.
Interesting stuff, right? U-turns, but I mean, take a turn with us. You're a feel-good breakfast show. Stay right there. We've got lots more with this man in the next couple of minutes.
Is it a generator?
No noise. Hey, how's it, guys? I got an EcoFlow.
It's quiet, it can fast charge, it has multiple plug points, and it's light.
Nice. You know what to do.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You can see on that face, he knows it's a long weekend and he hopes that you're savoring it. You're not sitting in here working like he is. No, thank you so much for joining us. Whether you're at home or getting ready to go to work, we really appreciate you. And it's that time where we have to connect. I hope you were one of the people able to turn this into a super long weekend and kind of tap out and just soak up this morning. But that doesn't mean you must stop focusing on the news. And there has been a lot to keep up with. Obviously, it's been a very busy week for the country and for the world, and an opportunity for us now to catch up with news editor Roy Simpson, who has to do this every day. So thank you for spending your off day. Do you ever take a day off? No, can't.
It's sometimes just take a whole block off to make up for all the days you missed along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next year is your year off.
Look, it helps that this is something you're passionate about, so we can kind of call it work, we can kind of call it just you, just being you, Roy doing his thing.
Yeah.
Just calling his destiny.
I remember in high school, I thought I really wanted a job where part of my job was to sit and read the newspaper. I achieved it.
And tell people how to think about it. Please.
I like that. Listen, let's talk about the latest that's going on. I see some crazy stuff with South Africa. We in, then we out, we in, then we out, and I'm listening to the news with regards to the International Criminal Court and the warrant that was set out for Vladimir Putin, and us deciding to stand out and step away from this. What's going on?
But then not.
And then deciding, okay, no, actually, I'm going to take that statement back.
Exactly. So this is the thing.
Ramaphosa's like in and out. He's hot cold today.
What do you call a double U-turn? Like an S-turn?
Exactly, the rope-a-dope.
So if you've missed out on sort of the background to this, the Finnish Prime Minister, the President of Finland, comes to visit the country. It's a state visit. Remember, his country joined NATO like 3 weeks ago, just over 3 weeks ago, because of fear and distrust of Vladimir Putin's Russia. So now he's standing next to our president. The two of them are together. There's a Q&A session with the media, and the question comes up. You have Vladimir Putin with this warrant of arrest out for him from the International Criminal Court. You also have the BRICS summit coming up in Durban in August, to which he is invited. What is the solution?
What you gonna do?
And our president says, well, actually, we've found a way out. What the ANC has decided is we're going to leave the International Criminal Court. And there it is. I mean, this is globally reported over the course of the next 2 hours. I saw reports in India, Australia, America, everywhere. Fikile Mbalula, as the Secretary General of the ANC, comes out. He does a press conference where he explains the rationale and the thinking behind leaving the International Criminal Court.
It wasn't a faux pas, a wrongly written script, or it was an intentional move.
It seems that way, because then you have Vincent Magwenya coming out in the late afternoon, in fact, in the evening. He's the presidency spokesperson, and he says, no, uses words like erroneously and regrettably repeats the error. He's basically saying that, no, the resolutions that were taken by the ANC were to rescind the decision to withdraw, to look for other legal ways to do this, and failing the opportunity to find another legal way out of this, then we withdraw. But yeah, basically saying that the president of our country stood in front of an international press gallery and said something that's not true. It's very weird.
Absolutely terrifying. So it almost begs the question, what do we do? Because it doesn't feel like we've got a clear idea of how to actually deal with this. And it almost feels like a bit of an impossible situation. So how do we navigate this?
It is a bit of an impossible situation, in as much as we seem to regret going into the International Court. Don't forget that America, so for example, the US Ambassador, Ruben Brigetti, was making a speech in the UKZN, saying that they're not pressuring South Africa to arrest Putin. Of course they're not. They're not signatories to the Rome Statute. Russia's not a signatory. China's not a signatory. Those are the three countries who've been carrying out most of the war crimes.
The heavy hitters,
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So it makes sense that we feel that it's a bit of a failure and we want to be out of it. But we're not out of it. We domesticated that into our own law. It's part of our law now. And here's the kicker. It takes 12 months to exit the ICC.
Oh, wow.
You can hand in your resignation.
So it's all kind of a moot point anyway. We're going to have to deal with Putin.
Got to make a decision,
I think the thinking is that if we say we're going to pull out, then we can legitimately kind of skip the rules and go, look, we're leaving anyway.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of grey area here. I know. A lot of grey area. But it's politics. So there should be all grey area, I understand that. One very positive piece of news that I'm dying to find out more about in light of our celebration of Freedom Day yesterday and the freedom of expression. It seems that we've seen a bit of a U-turn in Uganda right now. Is there a bit of traction there to this? We'll find out in just a moment.
And now for more headlines, we're kicking off this Feel Good Friday with that zero feeling. All right, I got Raul here because I know you've been very serious with your headlines recently, so I want you to close your eyes.
All right.
Transport yourself to paradise. Picture palm trees swaying in the cool breeze, the soothing sound of waves crashing against the shore, and the sweet aroma of the island air. And it's all about that feeling that you got there when you imagined that. Is about that zero feeling, zero negativity, zero worries, just lekker.
What a feeling.
Right?
What a feeling. I'm here for this, especially on a day like this where everybody's on holiday. I need a little bit of that holiday feel as well. So thank you for having me, Carlito.
No, it's important, you know. I think
Yeah.
also this zero feelings for the people who forgot to take today off.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that for
more
them. For
applicable.
all of those individuals who forgot to take a day off, this is for you. Now, Tropica Zero is here, and it's the new Tropica Island in a bottle, but with zero added sugar. It comes in 3 smooth signature flavors. We talk about a juicy orange, we got tropical pineapple, and we got exotic mango peach as well. We'll be taking a trip through the tropics with a taste of each, which is very, very important, all right? So,
Let's
begin.
begin. Please don't tempt me any longer, sir.
Orange is what I'm going to go with now.
Orange, you glad you chose that one?
Thank you very much, mate.
But I'm going to keep a peach out here. Mango and peach, of course. Cheers to the islands, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers
Cheers
to
to
not
you.
forgetting about our duties and being at work.
Well, yes, keeping the economy going.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Oh, but for Friday, ain't that smooth, man? Yeah.
You know what I love?
Woo.
I love that our kitchen team puts this in the coldest fridge
I
we have.
know, it's like the perfect
It
stuff.
is so good. Like this is great. I mean, you can't fake that feeling. You know what I'm saying? This is so good, and you can only find it in a bottle like this. And if you're looking for the bottle, I'm sure you want that same experience. Where do we find it? That's the
Oh,
thing.
if you want to experience that zero feeling, well, and you don't have an island like this, don't worry, we got you covered because Tropica Zero 2-liter and 500ml bottles are available in stores nationwide. So keep your eyes peeled for the black label and cap in store and get ready to be whisked away to paradise with every sip. Let me show you, just like this. Have a
Okay,
sip.
so go and then go there. And while you're going there, also think about money. The reason why I'm saying that is because you can stand the chance to
Ooh,
win
I like that.
500 Rand cash with Tropica Zero. Simply head on over to their socials at MyTropica and reply to their latest competition post by tagging a friend in the comments and tell them why they need a hashtag Tropica Zero to help them get that hashtag zero feeling.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget to include the hashtag Tropica0 in your comment. And the entries close this Sunday. That's the 30th of April. So your T's and C's can be found on the competition page. So get involved and get some of that island feeling. Yeah. Lovely stuff, man. Oh, yes. Okay, you make me jealous. I gotta get on this. I gotta
It's
get
like
on that.
leave in a bottle.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Roy Simpson is back to chew on the gristle of this week, and some really important news. Of course, yesterday, during our own Freedom Day celebrations, we really did hone in on the freedom of expression, which is not available to everybody everywhere right now, which is terrifying when you think of how far we've come in this space. Uganda has been making all of the headlines with some terrifying legislation, and it feels like a line in the sand that's been drawn and now possibly moved. What is going on when it comes to this community's representation in Uganda right now? Because it felt like we were taking about a 30-year step backwards.
We've also got a bit of a U-turning thing happening there, a flip-flopping thing with Uganda's president, Yoweri Museveni. 8 days ago, the suspicion, we knew that the bill was going to be sent back to Parliament, but just over a week ago, the impression that he was saying was that he needed the bill strengthened. And so we thought that it was going to become even more draconian. So somewhere in the interim, it seems he's had a discussion with the legal consultants around the constitutionality of all these things they're trying to bring in anti-LGBTQ. And what's been told to us is that they're going to separate the concept of being gay, identifying as gay, with versus any acts
The act of
expression. So that was the problem, was you weren't even allowed to identify or speak about a sort of a homosexual lifestyle or any other kind of deviant lifestyle, as Museveni is insisting on framing it. Now you're allowed to talk about it, you're just not allowed to do it, which is still a problem. The other big change is that you're no longer, as a citizen, going to be obligated to report any acts that you come across. Because remember, I said, for example, that landlords would face jail sentences if they rented out property to someone suspected of being gay. So it is an improvement. It's only taken us back 20 years instead of 30 years.
Instead of the 30. Absolutely terrifying. And we speak directly to that community every day and understand how much of a ripple this sends. And it might be happening in Uganda, but it affects the LGBTQ community across the world. But hopefully it's also brought a groundswell of support. But it's mind-boggling that this is still where we are. Can I just ask one question, Relate? Why is this such a watershed topic in that part of the world? Is there a religious connotation in terms of his power base? Why is it so extreme, and why has it become so politicized there?
It's such an interesting question. Traditionally, the answer is that you have these American directly imported charismatic churches driving this agenda. But I've seen really interesting research done over the last couple of years suggesting that the thing is that found fertile ground. That message sprouted and spread, which suggests that there is something inherent and endemic and historical in Ugandan society that is opposed to this lifestyle, and it may date back to the colonial laws.
It's the woke people. Everyone's too woke is now angering everybody. Just stop being so woke. Just for 2 seconds. Just
Look, maybe to turn things into a little bit more of a positive spin, if this even is. I noticed the iconic Barbie that we've known for so many years has done something pretty interesting. I don't know if it's going to be as impactful as I hope, but they've just included what I believe is a Down syndrome version of Barbie representing a person with Down syndrome. This is cool.
That's brilliant.
Firstly, I think to myself, why has this not happened years ago? And at the same time, I'm like, yes, I can celebrate this. This is awesome. Representing another potential minority, let's say that. But what is your take on this? Why is this happening now?
Why is it happening? I think we've managed to reach some kind of critical mass, some kind of inflection point where it is now viable, economically viable for a for-profit company like Mattel to do this kind of virtue signaling. And that's really important. We've achieved this. We've created a culture where it makes economic sense to be progressive. And that's something we should celebrate.
Oh, completely, because I mean, we live on this line, this commercial line, and it doesn't get there very often. Very, very seldom do commercial and the heart kind of meet in an authentic place. But I think a good way to think about this is think of how many Down syndrome children are playing with Barbie.
Absolutely.
If there is one, they need a doll that represents them.
Correct.
Simple as
and I
that.
mean, Barbie is the gold standard They've got the movies, they've got the series happening on TV.
Yeah.
This is part of
Transcends
culture.
generations.
Absolutely. and so when you're playing with dolls, I mean, we had the Sibahle range that was launched here in South Africa in 2018. That made such an impact. They couldn't make those things fast enough. They were selling out.
It's phenomenal.
It's so cool.
So
Imagine
there's
if you're a young
that's a
girl with
vitiligo
vitiligo.
Barbie with the skin condition, wheelchair Barbies. All of these things have happened since 2015, that all these diversity Barbies have come out. The range has expanded massively. And yes, it allows people who otherwise would be questioning, am I... Because children learn by observation of reality.
Yes,
and
of
if you're
course.
told, of course you belong, but all of your dolls are white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, perfect,
Where do
then
you
you
fit
start
in?
thinking, oh, but I don't belong.
Yep.
And I mean, that's echoed just by advertising in general. We tell a child exactly what economic status they are, where they come from, their level of intellect.
Yeah.
The advertising and the commercial space have a massive role to play. And the fact that we're now forcing them to, by economy, that it makes financial sense to do this is amazing. So that's the market. So well done, you, the market, for maturing. We absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
Roy, you're a
Thank you so
man.
much.
Thank
man.
you.
Celebration time. Now, do you consider yourself lucky? If so, now is the time to get in-store and online with Games Birthday Month and stand the chance to become a birthday voucher-naire. Now, Kutle went in-store to try her luck. Let's take a look.
It's Game's birthday, which means it's time to celebrate 53 years of unbeatable deals. This year, they are doing it big by giving you what's on your wish list at a steal online and in-store, giving you the chance to become one of their birthday voucher-naires, winning your share of 1 million rand in game vouchers. I think this birthday celebration is an awesome opportunity for customers because it's also a way of giving incentive to the people who have been loyal to Game for the past 53 years. Des, what's happening?
How you doing?
Good seeing you. I see that you've already got your shopping game on.
Hey, listen, with these deals, I'm not playing around.
King of random videos.
Hey.
Listen, it's a special day, it's a special month. Tell us more about what you're doing here at Game.
All right, so at Game, they're having this thing where if you spend more than 500 Rand, you can stand a chance to win 1 million Rand in vouchers.
That is incredible. Now, tell us more about the mysterious pink suitcase or briefcase that you posted on your social media. What is that about?
The little bright pink briefcase, which is everybody thought was like, yo, what's going on? Is that toiletries? Is it money? What's going on? But it is actually the announcement for Game's birthday celebration.
Know that it's not only just in store, you can also win big online. How does that work?
All you have to do is take out your phone, sign into the Game website, spend more than 500 Rand, add your little stuff into the shopping cart, pop a virtual balloon, and you stand a chance to win your share of 1 million Rand in Game vouchers.
What are some of your unbeatable deals that you do not want to miss out?
The TVs, yo. Listen, I passed by and I'm like, yeah, this one, that one. Like, you can never have enough TVs. I looked at the deals and I'm like, maybe I need like 4. You know, one in the bathroom, one outside, one by the pool, one by the gate. You know, I was just like, you know what? I'm putting these everywhere because the deals are so good. So when you pop the balloon, it's like a celebration. You know what I mean? It's a pat. And then you get the little voucher that lets you know how much you got.
It says, wah, 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 sorry, better luck next time. I mean, I was slightly disappointed, but I'm not sad at all because I know the next time I come to Game, I am going to walk out of here with a voucher, a birthday voucher-naire. I absolutely love that, but I see you've got a lot more shopping to do. So how about we check out what more they have in store?
Let's go do it.
Ooh, there are so many unbeatable birthday deals that are on my birthday wish list. I mean, winter is officially upon us. So Gabanda Pandle. A heater is at the top of my list. Some fleece blankets. I saw that there are also some toiletries that are on special. Ooh, the big flat screen TVs as well. That
Thanks a lot, Kutli. That was absolutely incredible. And you can spend 500 Rand or more at Game and you'll automatically qualify to pop a balloon in store. If you pop a balloon and scratch a scratch card falls out, you'll be asked to scratch the card and then reveal the voucher amount you have won. There will be one prize per store every day in all 107 stores from 23 April to the 9th of May 2023. You can also win if you spend 500 Rand or more online at game.co.za. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com and the competition will run until Tuesday, 9 May 2023. Happy birthday, Game, and good luck to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to make you feel even better. Why? Well, listen to this. Imagine yourself enjoying a guilt-free lifestyle with a balanced diet that helps you achieve your health goals. I know we all are here for some of that. Now, with zero added sugar and low-calorie options available, you can benefit from reduced risks of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease while maintaining a healthy weight. Now, as you all know, our favorite Tropica Island in a Bottle has just launched their zero added sugar range. So we've got a dietitian in the building. Kim Hoffman is here. She's back in our studio to tell us about the benefits of a zero sugar, low calorie diet. Kim, how are you doing this morning?
Good, thank you, and you?
I'm good, I'm excited. Firstly, welcome to the long weekend. I'm glad you can share some of your knowledge with us in Mzansi. Hope you can educate as well, because I know a lot of us are going into crazy diets around this time of the year, especially with the Easter thing happening and all that, right? So let's get straight into it. Let's talk about a diet in general. What are some of the benefits to, let's say, a zero sugar diet or reducing our sugar in general? What are some of the benefits to doing something like that in the first place?
Absolutely, we have to reduce our sugar. Most people,
we have to do it?
Yeah,
okay,
most people do take in far too much sugar.
Yeah.
It is just so easy in our westernized lifestyle with the amount of processed foods that are more treaty that we go for, the takeaways. Okay, takeaways won't have sugar per se, but our sugar intake is just so high. So we do need to work on decreasing it and getting more nutrition into the diet. So we've got to start looking at it in terms of we need a nutrient-dense diet, not an energy-dense diet.
Oh, I like
and when
that.
we add sugar to foods, we increase the energy.
Yeah.
Which we've got to look at it in terms of what are the needs. But I think from this conversation and also people choosing zero sugar drinks, we're looking at a population that wants to shift weight in the negative direction. They want to lose weight.
Yes.
So if we're looking at someone that needs a lot of energy and needs to gain weight, a little bit of sugar in the diet is not a problem.
Yeah.
But when we are carrying too much, then we need to be careful and we need to try and decrease that.
So obviously it's not just, let's say, weight control that's potentially going to be reduced from reducing sugar. There's obviously other benefits to it as well, right? What maybe some of those benefits?
So sugar, it's empty. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It gives you energy.
Like there's no nutritional value.
Need, but there's no nutrition in it. There's no vitamins, minerals, fiber, all the goodness that we get from foods.
Yes.
So if we go on, our westernized diet is just so filled with takeaways and treat foods, we can get to our allocated intake so fast. But then we don't have any nutrition. We've displaced all the nutrition if we've eaten too much sugar food.
Yeah.
And so we've got to focus on moving away from that, decreasing it, getting smaller portions in, and then rather getting more of the fruit and veg. I mean, South Africans do not eat enough fruit and veg.
Yeah, and we have such incredible options as well.
Exactly. Whole grains, lean proteins, your fatty fish, your plant fats, those are foods that we need to take in much more. And when we take them in regularly in the day, starting early, then we can balance our blood sugar as well. Too much sugar also surges the blood sugar, which means that we've got too much energy, but that also means the body dumps it because it doesn't like having a high sugar.
Yeah.
And so we're up and down in
And then
our
you
blood
crash
sugars, we're up
again.
and down in our energy. And yeah, so we need to go work on going less sugar, less foods that have added sugar, and more foods that have more nutrition in them.
So let's talk about possibly, let's say, hydration as well, because
Yes.
I see in the mall these days, I mean, even beyond hydration, there seems to be sugar in everything, right? So with a crazy and cool option like we have from Tropic Zero as an example, it's a product that has less sugar.
Yes.
What are we maybe needing to look out for when seeing products that have less sugar? Is there anything like to be aware of? Is there anything to look out for that's potentially still negative in that case?
Yes, yes, so that is important. Just because they say they're zero sugar or they're sugar-free or they're diet or calorie controlled, check which sugar is in it. So I don't think cane sugar is our only sugar.
Yeah.
We've got many sugars, and sugar to me is something that sweetens a product. So yes, these zero sugar ones do not have cane sugar. And cane sugar is good to reduce. A lot of products have cane sugar, and we need to take that out because that is the empty calories.
Okay.
These other sugars that get added have no nutrition. So they don't increase your calorie intake, but they allow you to enjoy something that is different. So when we look at hydration, water, our body just needs a lot of fluid, firstly. Okay,
Yes.
so we need to know that. We need at least around about 2 liters a day. And that's a lot. Water is the best hydration solution. We know that we need to drink more water, but it can get a bit boring.
Yeah, people struggle
We're
drinking water. They're like,
human.
where's the flavor? It tastes so boring.
We can use these zero added sugar or drinks that don't contain cane sugar. We can use them just to bring in more variety.
Okay.
And the way to think about it as well is don't do 2 liters of that. Try and just decrease that, but have some so that you got some variety, and slowly start increasing your water intake. And yeah, then we can get a much more balanced hydration solutions into our body.
I love that. All right, well, while you're still here, and now that you've given me a better sort of conscious mind when it comes to definitely drinking Tropic Zero at least, maybe just in terms of a general assistance, in terms of shifting us to a healthier lifestyle, to a healthier way of eating and consuming, maybe you can just impart us with something that we can all go away with, especially as we enter this, well, we're in the long weekend and we constantly needed to make good choices. How can you assist us in making those good choices? How can we maybe venture more into living a smoother, cleaner, healthier lifestyle?
How long do I have? I can talk to you this for about an hour.
Well, while you're doing that, maybe I'll grab something just to refresh us, because I know this is going to be a good answer. Do you have a particular flavor?
No.
All right, well, you could grab an orange right there while
Thank you so much.
serve us in Mzansi. I'm going to sip away because you did mention that this is guilt-free.
The most important thing is transition.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important key word, because if we eat drinking or using a lot of sugar in our diet, we can't go to no sugar straight away. That is not something you're going to be able to do long term. You're not going to be able to stick to it. The transition is just, or the shift is just too much. So shift slowly, walk along that path until you get to a nice place where you're not having too much added sugar.
Okay.
So yeah, so we just shift. I always say to my clients, live in the grey. Don't live in the black, don't live in the white, live in the grey. Find that place where you're doing enough good, but there's also that niceness that sometimes comes in, absolutely. So don't deprive yourself. Don't say, I'm not going to eat treats anymore. I'm not going to do takeaways anymore. That's not realistic. Just do a bit less. So a good place to start is figure out what your habits are.
Yeah.
Take a look at your eating in a day. where do you fall apart? Where do you overeat? Where do you go for quick fix choices? And look at how can you change that. And the best way to start is 4 basic rules that I have. Eat early. When we get up in the morning, our bodies need energy, feed it. Then eat regularly after that. Your body needs energy regularly through the day. Eat more in the daytime. I think that's something that South Africans really need to learn during the days when you're busy and need energy. And then eat balanced. Make sure there's carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and vegetables in every meal.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much for serving us, for educating Mzansi, and of course for allowing me to have a guilt-free sort of indulging drink right now. And cheers to that. I think we are one step closer to being educated and having a smoother lifestyle, I think. And for you, Mzansi, opting for zero added sugar and a low-calorie beverage like Tropica Zero, you can make smooth, positive changes to your diet and contribute to a healthier lifestyle. And remember, all 3 flavors of the new zero added sugar Tropica Island in a bottle are now available in stores, so look out for their black label and black cap. And remember to stand the chance to win 500 Rand cash with Tropica Zero. You simply have to head over to their @MyTropica social pages and reply to their latest competition post by tagging a friend in the comments and tell them why they need a Tropica Zero to help them get that zero feeling. Don't forget to include the hashtag Tropica Zero in your comment, and the entries close this Sunday, 30th of April. T's and C's can be found on your competition page. Kim, cheers, and thank you very much.
Okay, I want a swan, please. A swan.
Swan. No problem.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Swan.
That's why they put us in the kitchen. Yes, time to have a little bit of fun and try to be a little bit healthier. Yes, while we are focused on a healthier lifestyle, it's time to head back into our kitchen for a tasty recipe that is oh so nourishing as well. We know breakfast can really set the tone for the day. To cater to healthy eating habits for the whole family, we are creating a protein-rich breakfast bagel using Farmer Brown's Nourish range, the sourdough variant. Yes, I know a lot of people are like, which one are we going to use? It's got to be this one, and this is going to be a crowd pleaser, my friend. And we're kind of partially making it in the oven. I know we don't have the time to do the whole thing right now, so we've broken it up.
All right.
But we're going to have a lot of fun. Bagel fan, not fan? I'm a big fan. Bagels for breakfast.
Bagels
always.
are great, though. I feel like the way they make bagels, it's sort of better on the... It doesn't make you feel full, I think.
Really?
Compared
It's
to
the
like normal bread. I don't know what it is,
It's
but
because when you
bagels are
eat the
great.
whole, it's 0
That's correct.
calories.
That's the less calories. That
Silly.
makes
That's
sense.
silly.
There we
No,
go.
come on.
Thank you.
That's too
I was
silly.
wondering
That's too
why I
silly.
enjoyed it so much.
Okay, so we're going to pop one in the oven just to show the process. So we obviously toasted our bagel and maybe tasted it as well.
We probably did taste.
Just a little bit of mayo underneath because it's awesome.
So that is your culinary glue.
And this, guys, it's up to you. This is our vibe, okay? But you can do whatever you want. And then we've got some beautiful mozzarella. And we've got some cheddar. And
Mozzarella and cheddar.
I'm just creating a bit of an ombre
goodness.
vibe. You dig?
I love.
Okay, so that is going to go into the oven.
Wow.
While the other one comes out. So let me see if I can do this without.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. It's magic.
Look at this. Okay,
Careful,
and that goes
careful,
down there.
careful.
And
Okay. And then this guy's going to go in
so that went in
here.
the oven for like 185, 5 minutes, and it was good to go. Done.
You'd obviously want to protect your bagels, so don't let that brown off. And then I'm going to get onto the egg. So now, my friend, you are the master compiler. So you're going to start compiling while I fry us 2 eggs.
Okay, well, I need my eggs, though. And then we're going to be good to go. But this is, so I'm going to use this as my platform. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at that.
Hey?
I put it on my decorative cloth. Did you see that? It just made everything
and that's
better, 20% more.
You can go that distance with your family if you want.
I'm doing this as well. Look at this. Come on.
There we go. Come, my little friend. Get you out of there.
This is
to me.
Hey.
Beautiful. And one more to go. Well, those guys
making the perfect egg in this forum is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
At home, you kind of got that relaxation.
You know what I really want? I just want to cross that line and buy myself those little egg rings that they use in hotels.
Yes.
That's what I need in my life. Okay, now we're winning. This is all good.
You're doing so well.
There we go. All right. And then, of course, this is going to be complementing our absolutely amazing Nourish range.
Okay, well, while we at it, though, you know that Farmer Brown's Nourish range is crumb chicken with a difference. You can now enjoy 100% breast-fed and 100% South African chicken. It is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, and it's a well-recognized and, well, should I say, accredited organization that promotes a healthy lifestyle. So you've got to believe them. This is healthy stuff. Speaks to overall healthy living holistically, and not only in its products, but also the sourdough variant has has many health benefits and is packed with fiber, maintaining a healthy digestive system, which is always a good thing. Now, the sourdough variant is packed with flavor and wholesome ingredients for the whole family to enjoy. And trust me, this family is going to vibe with you. Also, all the ingredients of this is going to be on expressoshow.com, but we will try and assemble this as quick as we can.
Okay, we're almost ready with the egg. So what do you think is the ideal layering approach here? What do you think needs
Well,
to kind of
in my
stick?
opinion, I want to make sure that this doesn't wilt. So this is going to be lost.
All right.
I think that the onions are a very good foundation for, I'm going to say, the avo, which means my layering is going to go eggs.
All right, so I really am holding you up here. Okay, I think these eggs are
Then I'm going to go
about
avo.
right. And I would say for these guys, go sunny side up with a lot of yolk. That's my vibe. If I want an egg, so this one could do with a little bit more, but
that's fine. We're going to do that for the don't break.
Don't you dare. There we go.
This is the pressures, of TV.
Come to me, my little friend.
Yes.
That looks lovely.
That looks fantastic, actually. And so what we're going to do, as I mentioned to you, we're going to go onions. And those onions, I'm going to be very generous with my onions over here.
But you must.
And, all right, there we go.
Oh, man, and then he's going to layer up. We've got our sriracha, we've got our avo, and of course we've got our rocket. Exquisite, this flavor combination, amazing. And of course, we're getting the nutrients from the Nourish range, and it's time to win big this week with Farmer Brown's Nourish range and all of its beautiful flavor profiles. You stand the chance to win a Samsung bespoke microwave worth 3,000 Rand. Come on, simply reply to the competition question on the Expresso social pages. Tell us what your favorite Farmer Brown Nourish crumbed chicken flavor is and why. It's a bit difficult. Taste them all and let us know. Don't forget to include hashtag Farmer Brown in that answer, but you can find all the terms and conditions, as always, on our website. That's expressoshow.com, and it closes on the 1st of May, Monday, the 1st of May at midnight, so you don't have a huge amount of time, and I have a feeling with a prize like this, we're going to get a lot of entrants, so get stuck in. That looks absolutely exquisite, my brother. Hey, we're rounding it off with a little bit of a smoky sriracha vibe.
And then, yes, sriracha is very important. I'm going to do a nice little drizzle, and then we can drop the tops on, and we are good to go, my friend.
So who came first, the chicken or the egg?
The bagel.
The bagel came first. Boom. Absolutely love it. And then, of course, we've taken some of the calories out the middle of the bagel, so you can eat this guilt-free. Absolutely beautiful.
Just pop that down there so you can see it. Gorgeous. Oh, yeah.
I think viewers can hear the angels singing. Absolutely beautiful. More culinary delights on the way in just a mo. Oh, magic. That looks good, dude. Woo!
Farmer Brown's Nourish Crumb Chicken Breast. Proudly made with the healthiest ingredients to fuel your body with wholesome goodness. They taste so good because they eat so good.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You beauties, back to the kitchen, back to our house of fun. 2 hours left with you, and we're going to squeeze every ounce of joy and every ounce of amazingness out of our beautiful breakfast bagels. Farmer Brown putting his hand up, beautiful. We used the Nourish range, the sourdough crumb, which is absolutely exquisite. So Lucian has chosen this one, so I'm going to share this one with Carl. I'm going to get a knife and cut it in half. Yes, boy, I will share the hole in the bagel with you, I promise. Let's get into the news.
I love how you have to do official duties and you know somebody's eating a bagel in the background. But it's okay, I'll get into those anyway. Let's start nationally now. Western Cape Premier Adam Winde says he has instructed the province's law enforcement advancement plan officers to arrest Russia's President Vladimir Putin if he should set foot in the province in August. Putin's expected to attend the BRICS summit in Gauteng despite the International Criminal Court issuing an arrest warrant for him for alleged war crimes during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Winde said Putin needs to face court action. Some 8,000 civilians have died in Ukraine. 17.6 million need humanitarian assistance, and 86% of 5.4 million people displaced are women and children, he said. Now, South Africa's Kirsten Neuschäfer from Gqeberha has rewritten the history books. 39-year-old Neuschäfer reached the finish at the harbour of Les Ablés d'Arlon in France on her yacht Minnehaha just before 11 last night to become the first woman and the first South African to win the grueling Golden Globe race around the world. Neuschäfer set off in September as the only female participant together with 15 others in the solo racing event and spent 235 days alone at sea. Her nearest opponent had a backlog of more than 100 nautical miles late last night. The first race, Golden Globe yacht race, took place 50 years ago in 1968 and was won by Britain's Robin Knox Johnston. Well done to Kirsten. On to international news. US President Joe Biden and his South Korean counterpart Yoon Suk Yeol have warned North Korea it would face a nuclear response if Pyongyang uses its own arsenal. Speaking at the White House after Oval Office talks during Yoon's state visit, the two leaders said the US security shield for South Korea was being strengthened in the face of the nuclear-armed North's aggressive missile tests, and they made it clear that if the communist dictatorship in North Korea attacks the South or the United States, the response would be devastating. Now, Ghana's President, Dr. Nana Addo-Akufo, has urged African leaders to put more effort into ensuring peace and stability in Sudan. This after fierce fighting between Sudan's armed forces and paramilitary rapid support forces in and around Khartoum, in which hundreds of people have died. Akufo was addressing the Democrat Union of Africa annual event at Kempton Park in the East Rand. He said peace and security was a huge challenge on the continent, and he strongly condemned coups in Africa. And very, very sad news. An icon of reality TV, Jerry Springer, the TV presenter best known for his raucous talk shows, has died in Chicago, aged 79. He fronted the controversial The Jerry Springer Show for 27 years from 1991. And Gene Galvin, a friend of Springer's, described him as irreplaceable, saying Jerry's ability to connect with people was at the heart of his success, whether in politics, broadcasting, or just joking with people who asked for a picture. Springer's chat show was a symbol of lowbrow TV with its on-air fights, swearing, and infidelity revelations. He was born in a London underground bomb shelter during World War II in 1944. His parents were Jewish refugees from Germany and were sheltering from a German bombing raid. The family moved to New York when he was 4. He studied political science and law at university and served as mayor of Cincinnati from 1977 to 1978. Springer often jokingly told people his wish for them was, and I quote, "May you never be on my show." He also declared himself as a talk show host and ringmaster of Civilization's End. Jerry, 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 we'll always remember you. That's it for the news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Over to sport. Here's Graham.
Oh, thank you so much, Carl. Let's dive right in with footballing news. A vital game and point salvaged last night as Son Heung-min scored a 79th minute equaliser to complete a fine Tottenham comeback against a very strong Manchester United in Ryan Mason's first game back as the interim boss. So United looked to be coasting to a 4th straight win after goals by Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford put them in a commanding position at half-time. Then Pedro Porro launched the fight back before Son's equaliser. Then Elsewhere, Newcastle continued their incredible form, took a huge stride towards Champions League football next season. That came after inflicting a demoralising 4-1 defeat on struggling Everton, who remain rooted in that relegation zone as a result. And speaking of which, Southampton remain at the foot of the table after their 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. Not looking good. Then we bring it back home, where Kaizer Chiefs have returned to winning ways. That was after they edged out a struggling Chippa United 1-0 at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Ashley Dupree's 72nd minute goal settling the contest and ensuring that Arthur Zwane's side closed to within 2 points of arch rivals Orlando Pirates in fourth place. We love this kind of rivalry in the run-in. Then Swallows, they breathed some new life into their fight for survival. That's after they pulled off a pretty smash and grab 1-0 win over the rock-bottom Maritzburg United. The Dubé Birds now opening up a 5-point gap to the relegation zone in 12th place. Big sigh of relief. Maritzburg, however, on the other end of the spectrum, remaining rooted to that foot of the table, suffering their 14th defeat of the season. Not looking good there either. Now we turn to rugby news. World Rugby Chief Executive Alan Gilpin has said draws for future Rugby World Cups will be better balanced following complaints about the very lopsided format of this year's edition in France. So the draw for a 2023 World Cup starting in September was obviously made back in 2020, but the world rankings have changed markedly. In fact, the entire landscape has changed quite a lot over the last 3 years. And as a consequence, the top 4 sides in the current standings, Ireland, France, New Zealand and South Africa, obviously, are all on the same side of the draw, meaning that only 2 of the top 4 teams in the world could make it into the semi-finals. It's not too late to turn it around, man. Now let's close out with Formula One and even more spice. This has been a scintillating season off the track. Charles Leclerc has now denied reports in Italy, claiming that he has held talks with Mercedes about replacing Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton's current contract with the Silver Arrows expires at the end of the season, and the 38-year-old is yet to agree on an extension. And a report in Italy claimed it was, quote, an open secret that Leclerc was speaking to Mercedes following Ferrari's difficult start to the 2023 season, which has included 2 DNFs for the Monegasque driver. Leclerc insists no talks with Mercedes have taken place, but I suppose that's what he has to say. That's where we leave our sporting news headlines for now. There's no traffic to report on, thankfully, so let's hone in on the weather.
I will say, if you are out on the roads, make sure that you are keeping it safe. But here is your weather news. Now, environmental news, we'll start there, is that the Department of Water and Sanitation says its recent investigation into fish deaths at the Hartbeespoort Dam near Pretoria shows that low oxygen levels in the water are the cause. Excessive algae growth causes oxygen depletion. And the department released the investigation report on Tuesday after thousands of fish have died. A spokesperson Wisane Mavasa said samples were taken at the dam edge near the overgrown hyacinth and where the fish deaths occurred near the Ifafi Aquatic Club. Mavasa said to address the hyacinth and algae growth at the dam, the department recently appointed Magalies Water for 3 years to develop and implement a program to deal with this infestation of the dam. Magalies Water will also attempt to improve the water's quality. So let's hold thumbs. The majestic Hartbeespoort Dam will soon be restored to its former glory. Let's get on to the glory of the way you wake up in the morning. Sunrises. Now, Sitle from Florida, Johannesburg, shared her morning view of the sun shining through the trees from within her garden. Charmaine from Boksburg shared this view. Glaring sun on the rise. Look at those colors. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And then Sam Naidu from Pietermaritzburg capturing this image of the sun on the horizon from her balcony. Absolutely stunning. And then David from Pearly Beach sharing this breathtaking image of the sun just glowing beautifully. A hum of positivity. That's what I'd love to see. In fact, I want more. 063-408-8863. Please send away. I'd love to see how you wake up. And of course, where you're from too. So please add. And videos, welcome too, as we get into your temperatures throughout this lovely day. Now, don't worry. If you didn't take leave today, I'm still going to pretend that it's a long weekend for you. So Polokwane, 14 up to 29 degrees Celsius. Bombela, 18 to 30. Pretoria, 16 up to 29. And then Johannesburg, 13 up to 28. You got some thunder in your area, so do be careful. Then Mahikeng, 14 up to 30. Klerksdorp, 14 to 29. Kimberley, 10 to 28. And then Bloemfontein, you can expect 9 as you wake up this morning. 27 is your maximum temperature. Let's head on over to Richards Bay. Good morning to you. 22 up to 29. Pietermaritzburg, 14. You rise to 27 degrees Celsius. Durban, looking good. It's 21 to 26 today. And Mthatha, 15 up to 26 degrees Celsius. East London, good morning. 16 to 25 is your maximum. Craddock 9, the minimum to a top of 29. Gqeberha, you've got 14 to 23. And then George, you can expect 12, rising to 20. The mother city, Cape Town, 14 to 19 with some morning drizzles. Worcester, you're looking nice and cold at 7, but you do thaw out to 21 later. Sutherland, just 1 is how you start your morning. 18 later. Uppington, 12, rising to 31 degrees Celsius. That's it for your temperatures for the day. As mentioned, we're going to make it feel like a weekend, and we've got the perfect people to do it. And here's Ryle with our performer.
Oh yes, the perfect man has entered the building, and I'm so excited to introduce him to you. Mzansi, a fresh new talent, has hit the studio. Now he has been dropping bars left, right, and center. We're talking about Rodney Goliath in the building. Now he goes by the stage name of Rotas, the rapper, and he's joining us this morning. Now he's an Afrikaans rapper who was most recognized for his appearance on a very popular scouting music TV show. But ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for this shining star, Rotas the rapper! Yeah.
What's up, man? What's up? Away.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, thanks, man.
It's so good to have you. Let's get straight into it, man. Talk to me about this musical journey. How did you get all the way here? How did it start? And also, where does the name Rotas even come from?
Okay, the name Rotas it actually comes from Rodney. Rotas, it was half and half.
Okay.
But it actually means like the ROTAS is a certain meeting, like Rodney on the Adventures of Success. And it started when I was always surrounded by music. Altijd, mijn ma's in die koor, mijn pa is een goede muzikant. So ik was altijd omringd door muziek. En het was voor mij kwaai om te kunnen zien wat ik kan doen met muziek. Je bent in een wereld zonder muziek. No radio, no nothing. You just come into, it's a sad world. And I love, it's just like a perfect tool to document life, man. And I love what it does, just to inspire young people. And just so kids, like, it doesn't matter where you come from, like, it's possible.
It is, man, and you're doing incredible things, born into it, but I think born into a bigger purpose. Now, let's talk about the show that you were on, Mark by Famous, man. That was an incredible experience.
It was awesome.
One of the first experiences you had in the big sort of TV space, How was that?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Het was een van die grootste geleenthede voor mij. En ik is super dankbaar, want ik weet, als bij andere jong mensen buiten wat wens, hulle het zo'n geleentheid gehad. En ik heb het met arms, voeten, alles gegrepen, because I really want this, man. I really want this, like, for my life, for my family. En ik werk nog even nou niet, man. Ik werk voor 5 tot 10 jaar van nou.
I love that.
See that?
I love that. Well, a man is investing in his future. He's doing something absolutely special right now. And on top of that, not just a rapper, the man also graduated too. Congratulations.
Come on out. Thank you.
What did you graduate with?
I did drama and theater at the University of Stellenbosch.
Set up, ready for showbiz, and now you're here.
Hello.
Oh man, Mzansi, listen to this. Now, this is a debut. Rodney is doing something special. He's never performed this one before, but he's released this song just this year. Now, this one goes by the name of Boris Painer. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you once again to Rotas, the rapper. Take it away, brother.
Away. Goedemorgen, Zuid-Afrika. Mijn naam is Rodney Challenge, Chippo, Mufasa, Tatala, Goliath. Alipat van die perenlaf. Nou, voor mij hoeven ze niet te razen. Voor mij moeten ze luisteren. Because everything won't be eating unless you're listening with your conscience. Voel ze mij? Perel, Stano, hoe ze zien? Let's go.
Boris Production.
Sure, ik heb zo pijn op mijn chest. Hoep is genoeg voor je oren om te digest. Cause usually als die pap de krak, dan stik ik mij weg. Maar niet die keer is zo, let's start. Digging up this mist. Mijn jaar is zo maar zwak afgeskopt. Ik heb gecheckt, ik ga het verder study, maar bij je het geflopt. Ik heb gesukkel met BLC, toen moest ik al mijn applications staan en droppen. Zo graag spat, maar nou zit mensen bij de huis op mijn kop. Ja, niet society is mist. Cause als ze niet fysisch werken, kon ze dat allemaal rondom jou. Dat is wordless, society moet relax. Cause even though ik je fysisch werk, druk ik nog altijd geld in mijn taan. Is a person, nice facts. Ik kan nog hard leven doen, ik kan nog hard werken. Maar ik ben hier om te zitten voor die list. Cause I know I don't deserve this. Cause hier heeft dan voor mij met een lieflijke gave geblest. En deze rap zoek je net vrienden wat daar is wanneer het lekker gaat. Ik zoek die vrienden wat die zal gaan tot waar ik zal gaan. Cause no one pick the phone Rotas. Hoe lijkt hulle? Nee, enkele jong wat mij bel om te vragen of het nog duidelijker. So this is what we've come to, huh? Ik doe zo baie voor baie mensen, maar baie mijn mensen doen het voor mij. So this is what my love does, huh? Ik ga net bij pad uit voor mensen, maar niemand doet hetzelfde voor mij. Weet je wat irriteert mij die meeste? Is die mensen wat mij judge. Het is gezien wat Rotas doen, het is gezien wat Rotas maken. Ik heb geweten, hij spit uit die oor. Zoet zij zien inaast die wat jou liever kan genieten in plekken gaan wat ze vergaan. Cies, wat in die zwakheid, geen credit voor mij Tani. Ik dankbaar voor haar liefde, ik dankbaar voor alle courage. Ik zoen haar elke dag en zeg ze hoef je te worry, cause I light die is een ster, wat is sommige zo van die Expresso. Do you see the pain in my eyes? Do you see the hunger, do you see the passion in the drive? Ik man en ek wil soms. Was ek het beloof om het te 100 te hou tot the day of my demise en dice gangster. Laat my dink aan die tye voor ek nog famous was. Toe ek in 'n winkel kon stap sonder dat mense van my foto's vat. Sonder dat ek het voortydelik hoekom ek hier op die hoeke staan. Die laat my zin only voel, soos sy eurotas. Voet op die petrol, ek wil niks meer van brakes drap. Julle wat so slaap op my jou kooi gaat nog uitbrand. Uit is al avies, van nou af tot aan die einde toe. Ek het so baie en ek guess, dis wat greatness doen. I ask for success, I never ask for the fame. But in my geval kom sukses met 'n klompie fame. So as ek geval het in die tyd, hoop ek dat jou soon weer skyn. Maar as God het een keer gedoen het, you probably do it again. Hallo. I mean, come on now, rechte baas. Nie speletjies, nie te banta bom singalongsie. Ons is, hallo, in my eyes. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Staan op pero, ek is hier vir julle.
Take you to that place, all I ask is
Look me in my eyes. Mufasa, dat is de rapper julle.
What just happened, my man? What?
So, my
The
G.
balls were insane. This man is making Paul and the rest of South Africa stand up right now, and we're not going anywhere. 2 more performances coming at you. Wow, we're not sleeping on this talent anymore. And Mzansi, I hope you're not either. We are awake, and we're ready for more of this fire, brother. Absolute magic stuff. Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this. Woo!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back.
Yes.
We missed you. We did. But now you stayed there, which is very, very good. It's Expresso on S3. And man, we have a surprise for you. Now, this particular individual, Kanya Siengo, you must remember that name and then remember K-Easy as well. The tall wonder.
Wonder.
A multifaceted South African creative who exudes urban culture. This performer, radio and TV personality, and all-round lekker guy, has grown up in many environments which have shaped the man he is today, and here to share us with how he unlocks his 100% out of life and hopes to encourage others to do the same is the man himself. Ladies, gentlemen, people who appreciate people who stay humble but reach high. It's K-Easy!
Okay,
There we go.
Yeah, dude, that was an awesome intro.
That-
Wow. I'm like, whoa,
It's true.
is that me?
It's all true.
All What's happening, guys?
It's
how you
100%.
doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. You guys got me up on my birthday, so it's actually my birthday today. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm great, I'm blessed.
Oh man, nice doing stuff special on your birthday. Thank you for coming through, dog, and thank you for doing the incredible service that you have for these past few years. It's been refreshing, it's been enlightening. You've been serving people on so many levels. I gotta ask you though, how have you been keeping that up? You hosting one of the biggest shows in the country. People love listening to you. They literally wait for your voice to come on so you can just serve them. They give that feeling. But what's your secret, man? How do you gain that energy every day to get people up, get people going and serve that good stuff that kind of allows them to reach that day's potential?
For me, there's no real secret, bro, if I'm honest with you. It's consistency, and it's kind of crazy you ask me that. Because I got my voice from the guy sitting next to you.
What?
I used to sit in studio and watch him do his thing. And I used to ask questions. You can ask him, he's right there. Oh, he's here. Hey, Carl.
Yes, hi.
Are you making Carl blush?
I am blushing. No, I am blushing. No, but can I tell you, anybody who wants to get somewhere, right, you have to have interest. You have to do the work. And if somebody like this can sit in a studio and actually ask questions and do the work, and not just expect, hey, I'm in radio now, which means I'm going to be famous.
There you go.
Like this man worked. Trust me.
Earned it.
Earned it. Like, honestly, hours and hours of just asking questions, that's how you get there. And if I look at the lessons that you've learned, I mean, you have learned so many lessons. You've had so much exposure, but importantly, you've been open to that. You've been open to learning. What's the biggest lesson that you've learned on this journey into this entertainment industry?
The biggest lesson thus far is the minute you think you have it down, you're losing it.
Hell yeah. That's so true. That's so true.
The minute you think like, I've got it, you're on your way out. So constantly find yourself in uncomfortable positions. The minute you get really amazing at something, find something that you're really not good at and get better at that. So for me, especially on radio, I've been put on a number of different shows where I've had to really like test myself and think deeply. So it's always refreshing. The minute I feel comfortable, I look for a reason to get uncomfortable. That's my.
I like
that's
that,
my
'cause that's where you grow, and obviously you've been spending a lot of time in the uncomfortability.
There's a lot of deep talk for the morning, but yeah.
I like it. It's your birthday, okay?
We have to. Coming of age, we start to get reflective on the beautiful journey. And speaking of the journey, man, with all the accolades that have come your way, one thing that stands out for me, top 100 for most influential. That for me is huge. I mean, we're talking about influence in the good way, not just how you must dress or what you must say, but really influencing to impact positively. Now, you're in a position, just like Carly's and many others, where you're at the forefront of influencing. You've got people listening to your word as though it's sometimes absolute gold. How would you take that responsibility in terms of not only just having a dream, but maybe a vision of having that impact be so much positive that it kind of affects the community as a whole? How's your vision of that? How would you see that play out?
I think, I mean, and it's so convenient you're asking that the day after Freedom Day. And I'm a firm believer in if you have something and you're really great at it, you need to sort of spread it as far as possible so that you're not the only one who's great at it. So my saying is greatness is something you practice every single day. Go out there and be great. But if you listen to it thoroughly, it's a message to you to say you too can be great. So if I'm great at what I do, I'm doing a really great job if I can emulate that 3 or 4 times with other people. So, like I said, sorry, Carl, I'm using you again. Carl shared his knowledge of radio and entertainment with me, and I emulated him. So it's my job to make sure that there are 3 or 4 other KZs that come out into the world who can do this even better than I can. So if that's influence, I just want to be able to be like, yeah, that was dope and I was a part of it.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's his birthday, but but I mean that's the inspiration that everybody needs, and that's why we brought you here, because you are that guy, and it's your birthday as well, which is so good. So unlock your own potential in life, and of course make sure that everybody also feels like they're going to unlock theirs. Remember, you can watch this week's repeat episode of Crush Unlock Your 100% on Sunday at 8 p.m. only on SABC2 with one of the best presenters in the country, Ryle. Just letting you know. There we go. Well,
I see what you did there.
I feel like it's somebody's birthday today.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wish we just had, like, something planned, maybe.
Happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, That's crazy.
must say, what I loved the most was how humble you are when you came on the show and thought you had to mention it was your birthday. Like, we forgot.
Yo,
Please.
Yo. Wow. Hold on, can I do an intro? The greatest producer in radio in the world. Jason Abels, he's the producer of The Great Drive. The greatest sports guy in the world. On The Great Drive, Lorenzo Darius. I spend Monday to Friday with them. I'm with them every day. I know them better than they know themselves. That's so crazy. Yo, what's up?
Family, guys. Do you have anything to say to the birthday boy? Any wishes?
Stay as true as you are. You are a good inspiration to me. Always have been, and I've mentioned that to you before.
Thank you.
Your work ethic is unmatched. So stay what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
Be great, bruh. Like we say it every single day. We work towards perfection, and you steer the ship. You're the captain, eh?
Thank you.
And thanks for being that guy that we can depend on sometimes.
Thank you. Thank you.
What? Oh, brother, we're gonna
Can you blow out the candles?
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh, Chad, come on.
There you go. Come put some effort in. Come on.
Easy. Come back. This is great. More celebrations to come, guaranteed on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you celebrate your birthday, you celebrate in a fantastic company as well. You and K-Easy, the same WhatsApp group. That's lovely.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yeah, no, we are. It's a day off. It's a day off for most people. I think our grey matter has just switched off.
I left my brain in Freedom Day.
And that's awesome, dude. I don't mind that. Your brain can live in Freedom Day. We love you for being here. Thank you so much. We love you for the work that you do, the passion that you have for movies. And we have got a movie right now that seems absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It does look really, really... I'm thinking like Bend It Like Beckham days on a different level.
Yeah.
Talk me through Polite Society. Is that... I've heard that name before.
It does sound familiar, but nothing rings a bell immediately. Carl, you gave a good reference for what it looks like.
Yes.
Maybe tell South Africa what you...
No, a couple of clips. I just felt like it looked like sort of an Indian culture in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I... what I felt in that.
Not a bad call at all. So it's got a great bent in it in terms of, speaking of bent it like Beckham, the sort of like taking a more raw and human look at teenage life. It's a comedy, coming of age thing. And similar, I suppose, in a way to sort of Superbad, but there are all sorts of other intrigues, including suspicion about the new guy in the family, etc., etc. But look, we'll show you a scene first so you get more of a taste of this comedy coming out. Well, it would have come out on Freedom Day already, and so available for you on the big screen. Here it is, Polite Society.
You know, Sir Clan is looking for a receptionist for his dentist practice. If he wanted to work...
That is not cool.
What? What did I do?
She's not going to be a receptionist. How would that look? She's an artist, not a pencil-pounding desk. Honestly, receptionist.
What?
Lena's going back to art school soon anyway. Aren't you, Lena?
No. Lena was a brave girl. She realized that art school was not serious, so she's come home.
It was very brave. Good girl.
Shabash.
No, that's BS. Lena, tell them.
Leave it, yeah.
I'm sorry, okay? But I think we just need to iron out a couple of things in this household. Lena is going to be an artist, and I am going to be a stunt woman.
Ria, not that again. Please, John, please.
What?
Ria, khuda ke liye, can you just stop it with the stunt woman crap? I mean, you know, do you think your father sends you to that school for you to be a stunt woman?
Yes.
No.
There are going to be moms across the world going, no, I love that.
So very much about keeping up appearances, about being the model daughter and all those types of things. So the one daughter, as you just saw there, Lena, is sort of this emo goth type artist deep in her fields and whatever. I'm not ripping her off for that, but like, you know.
That's the identity of sorts. Yeah, for sure. I went through that big time. Nirvana, thank you.
Yeah. Of seagulls, you had the weird devil horns and you looked like David Bowie at one point. And then on the other hand, you have the other daughter who's more rambunctious and wants to be a stunt woman. She is a YouTuber as well, and they have this really, really sweet relationship together. The two actresses, that's Priya Kansara and Ritu Arya. Priya Kansara, by the way, this is her first time on big screen, and good grief, she owns a screen for a kid like this. The chemistry that they cultivate was so sort of captivating. Like I said, so adorable. To get that sibling kind of relationship between two sort of actors who don't know each other can be a hard task, and it can come off really awkward and cringy, especially if you have like two opposite ends of the world. One is sort of Dee and one is Dexter in a way. But they pull off the chemistry so well.
And it's essential to have that dynamic tension. If you're going to rest it on two characters, that narrative, you kind of need that to be pulling.
Yeah, and it helps as well because, like you saw, these elements that you described already of, say, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you have this kung fu dimension to it as well. It needs a good, strong backbone before all of that.
Before you can take the license.
Just a coming-of-age movie. You previously, similarly, in the way that I said, you've got these raw teenagers just being crass. I couldn't even show you some of the funnier scenes because it's rude. I ugly laughed a couple of times. You'll see me mention that to them a bit later. But we've had Lady Bird in the past. We've had Booksmart. And it's great to see writers be like, dudes, we really need to show that teenage girls need to be able to let their hair down and not pristine princesses at all times, and that's a battle that you just saw her have there with her parents. So as far as this kung fu thing that I mentioned, by the way, it's not necessarily the strongest part. Now you've got offerings, obviously, action-wise.
Yes.
You see the kind of work that Keanu Reeves puts in behind the scenes. You see the work that, you know...
you can see the cables versus not the cables kind of vibe,
They do kinetic stuff in this. There is cable work and wire work and stuff, but that's not your main selling point.
I suppose there's a context for it because she's training to be a stunt woman, so you can kind of, it feeds into that narrative.
The director gives a great sort of emotional dimension to this too, and we'll show that in a clip in a sec, so I won't steal her own thought from her. But minor weakness is if you mention stuff like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you see that how hyper-stylized Scott Pilgrim is. Singular. It's got its own signature type of feel to it.
It's a graphic novel come to life kind of vibe,
I think for a debut director that this is as well, in Nida Manzoor, it's a great, strong start. But I wish that they would have maybe had a bit slightly more bravery and been like, let's make our own distinctive style. Aside from all of that, though, you put all of that aside, and you've got just a good, strong, coming-of-age story that's got great, hilarious chemistry in ways that, like I said, I snort-laughed watching this. They were good, funny scenes. But this whole selling point to the whole kung fu thing, don't go out of your way thinking that's
not
exactly
an
what's going to be fit. You don't care about that, though. It's still got a big heart at the center, and that's what counts.
Just adds the light and shade. I love that, man.
And like I said, she's going to give a good description of it in the clip that we're about to show you, where the director describes why she included stuff like martial arts, because it has to do with the journey that teenagers go through. Here is a little featurette for Polite Society, out now.
Thank you.
Let's dance. Rude.
The action in the film really, for me, represents what it feels like to be a teenage girl. It has a real kind of visceral feeling.
Working with Nida has been great because she knows exactly what she wants, and then I'm able to elaborate on that and then come up with ideas himself, working at how we can make this similar to how she sees it, to what's also realistic for our cast.
What I really like about all of the fights is that they're all completely different styles.
There's been so much call on all the different martial arts, elbows, trapping, groundwork, throwing, stick, etc. That's been a drink on two for me, really.
Did you see my kick? Of course I bloody did. It was magical.
It was a chance for me to mix all the films I grew up on and just sort of mash it into a wild film about sisterhood, really.
Nina is going to be an artist, and I am going to be a stunt woman. No.
Going to the cinema, grabbing your popcorn with your friends, it's the perfect way to see the film because that's how we conceived it, for it to be a spectacle.
Wow, it looks wonderful. Carl, you've got a very, very important question to ask.
For sure. I didn't even cover this piece.
No, but I just wanted to know because we were building the hero and building all of the other nuances.
The chemistry, the
how do you build an
romance between
antagonist in a movie like this?
Where's the bad guy?
Where's the bad guy?
And she is fantastic. So it's the auntie that she has to face. And so just
The
another
auntie.
little...
Oh, was that the one you saw her squaring off against sparring?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
And she's fantastic as well. Got very much an Yzma vibe to her of Emperor's New Groove. But the fact of the matter being is that she is suspicious about a boy being introduced into... She's got this great thing going with her sister. Then love comes along. The emo girl suddenly wants to, wear pink and wants to, girl up or whatever you want to call that word, that stereotypical term.
Yeah.
And so she fears losing this artistic sister of hers and the intents behind this new guy. What's his intention?
Yeah.
And he is the son of this evil auntie. And then it almost takes a weird sci-fi turn to it in the same way Get Out does, in the same way Sorry to Bother You does. But I won't give away too much about that. It does, once someone enters a basement, things go sideways, and that's a nice touch. Ooh, how many popcorns you want to know?
Yes, good. We're about to ask here. We were.
So look, like I said, first-time director, first-time writer, great job, Nida Manzoor. And this young actress, Priya Kansara, I hope she has a bright future ahead of her. 7 out of 10 is a fantastic start for her.
Wow, that's a very good
And the
score.
comedy, I whine about comedies constantly. The last funny thing for me was Game Night, and generally comedies are so weak, man. Well worth
This
it.
is clever.
And also, just for the heart, just for the emotion. Yeah.
It's clever, and I love it when we can play off culture in an intelligent, clever kind of way to create humour because it identifies it. We know how we live, and when you can see that echoed in this way in a completely different angle, like people doing kung fu
Even just
and
your
crazy
sibling
things.
relationships and whatever. Yeah.
We love it, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed this as much as hopefully you are. It's in the big screen, baby. Go and check it out.
7 out of 10. Whoa, for JP, that is huge. That is incredible. Now, how cool is this? We've just obviously gotten a sneak peek at JP's review of the coming-of-age tale, Polite Society. Now, it's chock full of comedy and karate chops, as you've just seen. But if you missed it, the story revolves around siblings at the loving center of each other's worlds until they're at each other's throats after a suspicious suitor sweeps in. Now, this is even cooler because JP sat down with lead actress Priya Kansara as well as director Nida Manzoor to get the scoop on Polite Society. Let's check it out.
Priya Kansara and Nida Manzoor. Firstly, congratulations on Polite Society. It's lots and lots of fun. Really enjoyed myself.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Aside from just being fun, it's got like tons of layers to it. It wants to talk to like the cultural, it wants to talk to the political. So Priya, I'll start with you and say that I loved the chemistry that you cultivated with Ritu. It was very, very adorable when you went putting each other's heads through walls. Can you describe to us like how you build that rapport as actors, what it is, like your daily life is in rehearsals and all that? And was there a moment when you were like, yeah, that's my sister? Aside from that, also just tell us about your character, Ria. Where do we find her?
Oh my gosh. So many questions.
Sorry.
No, it's great. When it was so easy cultivating that relationship with Ritu because I think the two of us just got on like a house on fire. It was so easy. We just clicked. I remember our first rehearsal, she bought me a little present and it already felt like we were sisters. She's somebody I can joke about with and lean on and get advice from and learn from. And that was so special because we got to mirror those things within our relationship. And I think also, you know, to be able to show all the different sides of a sibling relationship, that it's not just rosy all the time, that when it's ugly, it's really ugly, but also finding like that language that exists between siblings. You know, there are things that only siblings get, that only siblings find funny, or that, you know, there are things that you guys know and you wouldn't show that weird side to anyone else, you know, and to be able to develop that with Ritu was really fun. And naturally, we therefore, I think, created that relationship between ourselves as well. So that was really wonderful. And for Ria is spirited and fearless and passionate and caring, and she is just the coolest person ever. A little bit mad, but just a compilation of weird and wonderful and real and raw. I feel so honored to get to have played her. Just her carefree attitude, that I don't care what anybody else thinks attitude is just so
A
special.
word that you use, that you do so well as an actress, good grief, natural, like easy to fall in love with the character. She's hilarious. I ugly laughed a couple of times. So,
I also ugly laughed a few times when we were shooting it. There are some hilarious.
So another word that you used is weird. And what I appreciate, like what's a breath of fresh air, is any movie that's like, look, teenage girls are as weird, cringy, awkward as boys. They're a mess. So aside from the, you know, the talk of women and how they have to carry themselves with the word decorum, as used in this movie, I want to talk about us as people of color. We're getting so many great offerings that we're grateful for, that are sort of resetting the dial, whether it's Sorry for Bothering You or Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is there something for you, Nida, as writer and director of Polite Society, that was in the zeitgeist, that you were like, now is the time for this? Ooh, I have to have my say on this. Like, or was it just this personal sort of story all along?
You know, I was definitely inspired by some of the cinema I was seeing. I think Get Out by Jordan Peele really made me believe in the film again. You know, he centers this cast, and it's just a story that I really thought was incredible in not only how it used horror for social commentary, but also the comedy through that film. It really made me think I could create this action movie and have this thriller element and also keep the comedy ticking along. I think that film was one that I saw recently, and I watched it in the cinema, and I saw it just resonate with all kinds of audiences. It's such an audience movie. It made me really feel kind of self-belief again in my own film that for so long I was struggling to get financing for, and I started to have so much self-doubt. So I remember that was really the one film that came out that made me kind of reignited my self-belief.
Incredible. No, and basically just like Ria, you wouldn't take no for an answer, and God bless you for that, because the counterculture comedy thing, it's really, like I said, very refreshing. I'm not allowed to ask you another question. I'm breaking decorum of interviews. Yeah, I have to wrap. Thanks so much for your time, guys.
So much. Bye-bye.
Calling me crazy.
Oh man, if I needed any more reason to go watch this, then you've given it. Thank you so much. What was that like?
Well, here's the problem, guys, is you get 5 minutes. I have 7 questions in front of me. You know you're only going to ask 3, and then they give you 2. After they say 4 minutes, you're done. So it's super stressful, but that's it. What you want to do is obviously show that you're human and bring the humanity out of them.
Yeah.
What we're doing here as presenters is we're enlightening others, and I don't mean that in a pompous way, but we're shedding a light on the guest to say, you're beautiful. What you've done is beautiful. Let's talk about it.
Oh man, and you did that so superbly. Great job, and great job for being here and doing exactly that, shedding light on this incredible film that we all are so excited to get involved in. So JP, thank you for coming through. Are we judo chopping goodbye?
Apparently.
Bye guys, judo chop.
Do
We'll see you later.
karate chopping, that's not PC.
Tons of layers to it. It wants to talk to like the cultural, it wants to talk to the political. So Priya, I'll start with you and say that I loved the chemistry that you cultivated with Ritu. It was very, very adorable when you went putting each other's heads through walls. Can you describe to us like how you build that rapport as actors, what it is, like your daily life is in rehearsal?
Literally, we therefore, I think, created that. I also ugly laughed a few times when we were shooting it. wonderful and real and raw. I feel so honored to get to have played her. Just her carefree attitude that I don't care what anybody else thinks. For Rhea, just a compilation of weird and wonderful and real and raw. I feel so honored to get to have played her. Just her carefree attitude that I don't care what anybody else thinks attitude.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3, and it's time for another round of Our Money Matters, where we get honest about the one thing that's contentious, but of course necessary in our socioeconomic climate. Money! So, our social question earlier this week, we asked an interesting question for all the couples and families out there, and this is contentious sometimes. If you and your partner earn significantly different salaries, do you think it would be fair to split the household expenses accordingly? That's right, can of worms opened, and many of you wrote in and shared some great thoughts. So let's see what everyone had to say about this pertinent topic. In fact, just let's pause for a second and discuss.
This is an interesting one, and it speaks to the level of life that you're in. Kayuzi, you're married now. You've got to have these conversations, buddy. If you haven't had them already, you need to. I speak from a man who has now been married almost a year. Can you believe it? Best year of my life in terms of my financial growth and development because I've been a team.
Yeah.
Okay, does it feel like you're a team? Are you still two individuals trying to find your way? Because money culture and emotion is different for every person.
All right.
How do you feel about money in relationship before we ask you this very difficult question?
First off, I think she's gonna make more money than me.
Perfect.
So I was smart.
Well done.
I can retire early.
Well
They call that marrying up.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, like anything else, for me, you gotta face it head on. You know, money is money. And the funny thing about money is it's numbers in your bank account.
Yeah.
It comes and it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as it lands, you need to know
It
that
might
it's
not
gonna
actually even exist.
So my attachment to money is very weird because not that I don't care, but I'm also aware that, okay, if I lose it, I have to work and get it back. So with that mentality, we both know, like, we need to do what we need to do.
You need a hustle, yeah.
We need a hustle. We need a hustle. If we get rid of it, we get rid of it, but we gotta work and get it back again. Don't let money be the thing that determines.
Like a third person in the relationship, literally. Exactly.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, she makes more.
Yeah,
She's
moot
gonna
point.
make more, so I did good.
Well done, dude. That's
this is why you look so good all the time, man.
Thank you.
You've got to do what you got to do, man. I suppose for my case, it became very clear once, and granted, Linz and I have been together for about 10 years before we got married, so we kind of knew. But the second we got married and made it our job to look at ourselves as a business and where earning potential is and what those, and we realized just a few little tweaks here and there, where she carries certain responsibilities at critical times, literally can quadruple my earnings.
Yeah.
So then who should be focusing on money and what? It's not a question of money, it's a question of output and effectiveness and those sorts of things.
Yes.
See, he said socioeconomic earlier, so I feel like I've got to use big terms
Yeah,
now.
you have to, I'm sorry.
I know what I'm talking about financially, but that's the joy of being in partnership. It's not just you. You've got a foil, you can work out a plan.
That's it. And I mean, planning is very, very good, but at the same time, I do believe that there are certain moments in your relationship that you cannot quantify. So if I come home and I'm stressed out and I can't perform the duties of my job the next day without having somebody to offload with, that is going to be a big problem for me. And I mean, what type of price tag do you put in that? Literally, the enablement of my job comes from a partner that's strong and that'll be your pillar. So I believe in that particular space, the sharing of expenses in that way, I think it transcends money. It's now just about value.
But does money speak to independence? Because my great fear is that Lindsay, within this mix, doesn't feel that she is fully independent because she doesn't have access to the bigger picture in that sense. That's been one of our biggest worries, is to assure that she still feels fulfilled, that she can earn her own money, can do what she needs to do, but feed into that collective. So have you guys kind of spoken about what money means to you in that sense? Is it something that you're comfortable talking about together, like debt, for instance?
Yeah.
Or is it something that you're still kind of reframing when you translate it to her?
I think, well, you have to talk about debt.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think when you become a unit, your problems become my problems. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not even having that conversation.
For sure.
But furthermore, and I liked the question around independence and money.
Yes.
I think if you establish your roles very well, and not to joke around, I'm great at spending it.
Yeah, bro. I can make it, spend it, but not save it.
So I'm great at spending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when it comes in, don't give it to me, because I will spend it. I will find a reason. But she's great at being reasonable and saying, you don't need to spend it.
Yeah.
Just hold on. So establishing your roles and understanding that, okay, cool. As good as I am at spending it, I'm good at making it as well.
That's our industry, bro.
I'm good at making it. So if I'm good at making it, I want to spend it. But she says, no, you don't have to. Think of the bigger picture. Whereas she, on the other hand, is more of the, no, we shouldn't do that. I'm like, no, we're going to spend it.
Come on.
We're going to do it.
We're getting the bag,
So
baby.
I think understanding your roles and being honest as well. I'm not going to pretend to be like the best financial planner. But I'll tell you, okay, how much do I need to make? Okay, I'm going to make it. Don't worry. I'll figure it out. And she'll be like, okay, cool, this is what we need to do. Let's look at it from this perspective. So we play different roles like that.
Okay, the common thread in our entire industry.
Well,
I think all of us are in this space.
Preach, but okay, we do have some comments from you. Thank you so much for weighing in. We've got Shireen Abrams saying, good morning, Expresso family. Happy Monday. This, yes, that way, no problems of one gives more than the other. And of course, both contribute to household expenses and no strain on your relationship. So have a great day, team. Thank you for weighing in, Shireen. Appreciate you.
I love that. Gary Oakamp, the OG. It depends on the relationship and trust. My partner and I share everything. There's no spreadsheets or, quote, I paid for this or this is mine. We're blessed that way. Never had an argument over money. But Gary, I have a feeling you do really well, bro. I just have this feeling that you're a master hustler. Buddy, thank you so much for speaking so cogently and with maturity. See what comes when you get married, bro.
Thank you, bro.
And he's getting older. It's his birthday today, man. That's why. Wow. Deciding how to split costs is a personal decision, and there's no wrong or right way, and that's why Nedbank wants to help families save every cent possible. So join family banking on the Nedbank Money app, and then invite your spouse to join too, and they'll save 50% on their monthly banking fees.
Oh, nice. A little extra something that can go towards the monthly bills instead, because those little increments do add up. And if you want all of the details, you can visit nedbank.co.za. Go and do a little digging.
You must be wondering how I got here, man. Enjoying Bomadi sushi, got fork and knife over bubbles of sparkling water. But I didn't know the changes, Joe, because I chose Nedbank, the bank that gives you discount upon discount in this country. I call it a bank with benefits, eh? Yeah. Value guaranteed. Seriously? Seriously.
Now, another serious thing that you need to do right now, Mzansi, is listen to this and pay attention. And stop whatever you're doing and pay attention, please, like I've just said, because Woolies has just launched new fantastical treats that you're going to definitely want to try. Now, here to tell us more about these exciting new products is food product developer confectionery from Woolworths. We're talking about Simone Martins. Simone, how are you doing?
Good on you.
I'm so good. I'm excited. There's enough reason to celebrate right now just looking at what I see in front of me. But let's just get into this before we even go through what's in front of us. I'm talking about Fantasticals and the fact that everybody clearly loves it, right? But if I had to ask you this question about like your target market or who's the Fantastical consumer, who is that actually? My answer would be everybody.
So it really is everyone. I mean, it's such a fun product, you know? So the Fantastical customer is really people that are original. It's people of all ages. Original, creative, they're imaginative. They're people that want to dream and escape to this world, this fantastical world. Yeah, so the Fantastical range is really, it's really broad. Customers that are looking for that small tea time treat on the go.
Yes.
That would like a little treat in the car, or if you're looking for something to decorate your beautiful birthday cake with, or if you would like to hide your little Easter eggs for your kiddies in the garden, it's really for everyone.
I absolutely love that. And I just smile when I see this because I'm like, where do we begin? Now, how exactly would you describe, let's say, Fantastical's values? Because when I'm coming from Woolworths, it's all about quality, it's all about that innovation. How would you describe Fantastical sort of values, apart from just making people happy?
Yeah. So the brand values are really around Fantastical. At Woolies, the customer always comes first.
Nice.
So when it comes to all our colours and everything, it's always azo dye and tartrazine free.
Oh, nice.
So customer
Lekker.
always comes first. And then also our chocolate and our cocoa in our products are all responsibly sourced. So really just increasing that positive impact on our cocoa farmers and their families. So, and also protecting the environment and the nature in which we live in.
Nice. As nature boy, I can celebrate that as well. And I'm celebrating so much right now. But let's get into this because there's a lot going on in front of us. Take me through the range because I know Mzansi's literally going to get hyped for every single new option that's available.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
No, definitely. It's super exciting. I mean, it's really across the board. So we have quite a wide variety of products within our range. In the sweet space, we really have from multicolored eggs to our large giant slabs. So whatever you're really looking for, we have. The recently launched new products that we have,
And
very
there's
exciting.
options.
Exactly.
I love it.
We have our Fantastical sponge fingers and our Fantastical cakesicles in our cake space.
Okay.
And something really important with the launch of these products was that we really wanted to get that fantastical egg eating experience with every product that we have.
Okay.
So you'll notice that if you want to try it now.
Do I want to try? Is that like a question? I mean, come on. Okay. And I'm dying to figure out what is actually inside of this. Is it?
So I'm gonna get to those details.
Okay. All right.
So as you bite through it, you'll notice that there's a slight crunch. So from firstly the chocolate,
Okay,
and then also
let me
the
go through
speckled
this
eggs.
step by step with you. I want to have everyone invited into this experience, right? So bite into it, and we're going to expect the crunch, right?
Yeah. So crunch from the little confetti dots and the chocolate. You'll also get a burst of chocolate from the brownie in the middle.
What is?
And then you'll have a layer of strawberry mallow. And also a hidden center jelly center, which really adds that beautiful pop of berry. That they both just complement each other so well. And it just melts in your mouth, hey?
There's so much good going on in my mouth right now. I'm sorry for speaking with my mouth full, but like you said, the layers of goodness in this, it's incredible. I don't know where to start with trying to describe this feeling, but it's just joy, happiness, and elation. If this was a flavor, you've got it all wrapped up in this. Well done,
And that's
well played.
exactly what we want.
Well played, all right. What's next?
So next, we have in the dairy space, we actually launched Chuckles,
ways, like a fantastical drinking
chocolate.
Oh, wow.
Milk chocolate, so that's so delicious.
Yeah.
We also have our yogurt, and what's exciting about the yogurt is that when you open it, you have a little sachet on the side of your little speckled eggs
That's
that you just
so
tip
smart.
over. I'm not going to do it now. Just maybe take this off. But you just tip it over, and voila, it's all in there. You just mess it around, chew. It's really an explosion of textures as well.
I can imagine. I mean, honestly, them on their own, they're so great. But when you're combining it together like that, I can just think, though, that this is the perfect package to get that bundle of happiness and joy that we spoke about that you get from these products. in that. I love that. That's something you
So
could give to the kids for a little treat, or maybe you can sneak it in your own lunchbox. You know, I mean, adults, kids, it doesn't matter. All right, there's still so many more options. Let's keep going. Let's keep it coming. What's next?
So we have our fantastical unicorn eggs. So these have been in store for a while. We also have our fairy eggs as well, which are also so delicious. And these have a mallow center. So they're so, it's just.
Okay, say no more. I'm going to have to figure this out for myself.
Yeah,
Don't mind me.
Welcome to taste. We also have a gelatin-free and a dark chocolate version in store for those who want something a little bit more different.
Oh my goodness, if you want something different, then the answers are all here. The fantastical range is absolutely incredible. I mean, look at me. I can't decide what to put in my mouth next because it is all just right on top of the list. But for you, Mzansi, you can make it new. You can make it Woolies. Now, look out for the new green icon on packs and be the first to try new products and flavors at Woolworths. And let me tell you what's going on in my mouth right now. Celebrate! But you can shop these new fantastical treats at Woolworths, in-store, online, and of course, on Woolies Dash. And Simone, thank you so much.
Before we go,
yes, is there more?
You have missed a very exciting line.
Oh, what's that?
Our fantastical soft scoop ice cream.
How can you forget that?
How can you forget?
Oh my gosh.
It is such a delicious product. So it has multiple colors of ice cream in there. Soft scoop, it's so creamy and delicious. It has little pieces of chocolate in there. It has some confetti dots to add that crunch, as I mentioned. Beautiful berry swirl, adds a pop of berry. It's so well balanced. I mean, do you get anything more exciting?
Do you get any more exciting? I don't know. Oh, wow, and VIP service at its
this is
best.
amazing.
Thank you, kind sir. What I do with my hands, I've got so much going on here, but thank you, kind sir. Bravo.
Thank you.
The red carpet treatment out here. Look at the colors.
So
if that's
exciting.
not inviting enough, I got to put all this down. I've got so much going on here. Give me a sec. I want to grab a spoon. You've got one?
Yes.
I see what you did there. You did this on purpose. You saved the best for last.
Exactly,
Well played.
exactly.
Okay, let's dig in. Mzansi. The heavens have opened up. Simone, thank you so much. Of course, you can get this right now, Mzansi, and have as much elation that I do right now. Wow, that was incredible.
Thank
nice job.
Whenever you have something really cold and then you get this short, sharp kind of sensation, that's sensitivity. It can get worse. The problem is not going to go away by itself. I always recommend Sensodyne. It's specially designed to care for their sensitivity. And I've had people coming back to me saying it's made a difference. It works.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I mean, dying to say this name all morning. Rotas. You got to say it with. Yes. This kid might be the best hip-hop artist we've had on the show all year, maybe ever. He is phenomenal, and he's performing for you in just a moment. He is insane. Stick around. First, the news. Woo.
Just after 8 o'clock, let's wrap up the news from this news desk, of course, on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let's start nationally. And Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has honored the SA Police's K9 units, the 5 sniffer dogs, and their handlers for their contribution in the country following the devastating earthquakes, which claimed some 50,000 lives in Turkey and over 8,000 in neighboring Syria. The team was acknowledged at the presidential complex in Ankara, where team leader Brigadier Vimla Moodley received the Medal of Supreme Sacrifice on behalf of the unit. A National Police Commissioner, that's Fania Masamola, says the team displayed excellence and expertise during the tragedy, and we couldn't agree more. Now, Western Cape Premier Alan Winde says he has instructed the province's law enforcement advancement plan officers to arrest Russia's President Vladimir Putin if he should set foot in the province in August. Now, Putin's expected to attend the BRICS summit in Gauteng, despite the International Criminal Court issuing an arrest warrant for him for alleged war crimes during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Winde said Putin needs to face court action. Some 8,000 civilians have died in Ukraine. 17.6 million need humanitarian assistance, and 86% of the 5.4 million people displaced are women and children, he said. On to international news. The World Health Organization, the WHO, expects many more deaths in Sudan due to outbreaks of disease and a lack of essential services amid the fighting. Battles between Sudan's army and the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary since mid-April has killed at least 459 people, says the WHO. The WHO expects many more deaths due to outbreaks, lack of access to food and water, as well as disruptions to essential health services, including immunization. WHO Director Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said. Now, only 16% of health facilities in Khartoum are functioning at the moment. Now, US President Joe Biden and his South Korean counterpart Yoon Suk-yeol have warned North Korea it would face a nuclear response if Pyongyang uses its own arsenal. Now, speaking at the White House after Oval Office talks during Yoon's state visit, the two leaders said the US security shield for South Korea was being strengthened in the face of the nuclear-armed North's aggressive missile tests. And they made it clear that if the communist dictatorship in North Korea attacks the South or the United States, the response would be devastating. And wrapping things up, Bolaji Fatai, that 21-year-old, has never set foot in an airplane, but he's built his own remote-controlled model aircraft from trash and sent it soaring over the sprawl of chaos in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital. On a recent cloudy day, the single-propeller plane withstood crosswinds high above a sandy football field and swooped low over the heads of onlookers in Awarashoki, and that's a poor neighborhood where Fatai lives. He bought the propeller and remote control in a shop, but constructed the body, wings, tail, and fin from pieces of recycled styrofoam gathered on dump sites and held together with sticky tape. The wingspan is about 1 meter. Fatai's labor of love is now propelling his dreams. A tech company has given him an internship, an important first step towards his goal of becoming an aeronautical engineer. He said, and I quote, "As our country is an underdeveloping one, so I hope to be part of the people that will develop the country using this, my drone technology." Bolaji, may your drones fly high as well as your dreams in the beautiful Nigerian sky. That's for the news in your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let's take a look at your traffic as well as your weather.
Thank you so much, Carlitos. Our first look at the traffic this morning, second look at the traffic this morning. And for those that are still going to work or heading out, planning the day, we have some news for you. Now, if you're in the Durban area in KZN, there's been an accident on Umbilu and Tanma Road. And for you need to please drive carefully when approaching the affected area and also allow for more travel time. Now, again, for those in the Pretoria area in Gauteng, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N4 eastbound at Rousseau Street. Now, the left lane is closed, so again, expect delays and allow for more travel time. And anybody heading out on the roads today and this weekend, please do buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. For now, though, it's time to head from the roads to the sky and see what is happening in the latest when it comes to weather. Reporting on weather news first up this morning, and with many enjoying a long weekend comes the opportunity to experience nature and the great outdoors hands-on. Now from today to Monday, what will be happening is that Cape Town's participating in the City Nature Challenge. It's an international bio-blitz style competition where cities compete to see who can find and document the most plants and wildlife. Now in 2021, Cape Town won the most species and most observations category. Now, to participate, merely install the iNaturalist app on your smartphone, and then using your phone or camera, take pictures of as many living specimens as you can in the Cape Town region, be it a bug, a flower, a dussie, or a bird. And it's unnecessary to name the object, but all you got to do is leave your GPS on for easier tagging. Now, at the end of the day, simply upload all your photos, and what a wonderful opportunity to get to know the Cape Town's incredible fauna and flora, and one of the most diverse that there is in the world. So, with that, I say to you, happy snapping. And speaking of happy snapping, we've got some incredibly happy and beautiful snaps from you, our viewers. And for this 8 o'clock edition, we're going to start off with Verity Barnes, who comes through from Riebeek West, sharing this amazing image of the partly cloudy sky with golden glistenings all throughout. What a beautiful shot indeed. Next up, we've got Mtwalume, who is, so this one is from Mtaule, and it is Poppy Swart who sent this one in, and it's an image of a beautiful beach. I mean, look at these crashing waves, power all in one shot. It's just magnificent. Thank you so much, Poppy, for that one. And next up, we've got Cheslin van Aert from GQ Gqeberha, and he's mesmerizing us with a mesmerizing view, and it is of those rosy hues filling up the sky like a painting. What a magnificent shot. That is an absolute winner. You should frame that one. Next up, we've got Buyi Shubede from Margate, and her morning view of the sky. I mean, looking at some of this, it's sort of like a golden portal that we're looking into, breaking through the clouds. Something of a transcendental experience. I love these shots, Mzansi. You have definitely stepped the bar up, and please keep it coming. We love how to see however you start your day. It's 063-408-8863 to send those pictures or videos through. And for now, let's take our last look at the temperatures across the country. Now, starting off in Polokwane, the day starts at a low of 14 up to 29. Mberbera sees the day starting at 18 up to a high of 30 with some rain coming through. Similar conditions for Pretoria from 16 up to 29. And Johannesburg, thunder and rain expected from a low of 13 up to a high of 28 degrees. Over to Mahikeng now, it is a scorching day from 14 all the way up to 30 degrees Celsius. Similar conditions for Klerksdorp, 14 up to 29, but you can expect rain too. And much the same for Kimberley, rainy conditions from 10 up to 28, with Bloemfontein carrying on with the thunder and lightning. 9 is your low up to a high of 27 degrees. Carrying on around the coast now, over to Richards Bay, where the day starts at a low of 22 up to 29. Pietermaritzburg sees the day starting at 14 up to 27. Durban sees a slight bit of rainfall potentially from 21 up to 26, and Mthatha 15 is your low up to a high of 26, with some rain definitely being expected on your side of town. Carrying on around the coast now and over to East London, where the day starts at a low of 16 up to a high of 25 degrees. Cradock sees the day starting at 9 up to 29. GQ Gqeberha sees the day starting at 14 up to 23. And George, a low of 12 up to a moderate high of 20 degrees Celsius. Carrying on around the coast now, over to the mother city, and your day starts at a low of 14 up to 19 degrees. You can expect some wet conditions with rain expected. And Worcester starting the day at a chillier 7 up to 21. Sutherland, sunny skies, but chilly conditions, 1 degree to start the day, only moving up to 18. And Uppington bringing the heat back from 12. Sunny skies expected all the way to 31 degrees. And of course, again, Mzansi, thank you so much for sending those incredible pictures in. And let's keep things on the incredible note right now.
Yes, indeed. Rotas is here. I've been gushing over this kid because I get to see a lot of performing artists, and how comfortable you are in this space is a massive tick. You've obviously got the talent, which is absolutely amazing, but I think people need to see the wordsmith here. And I love the fact that this one echoes exactly where he is in the industry. He is about to perform right now. I was going to ask him a few questions, but I can't actually wait to see this performance. So it's time right now for a graduation. My brother, take it away. Enjoy.
Hallo, ik was nog nooit weggie. Kijk je? Ik is hier, mama. Kijk ik. I came back to let you know. Hallo, ik ga neer en zie. Ja, dat ain't for you. And I can't let it go. Woman, kijk je. I never gave up. I never gave in. I never allowed society to tell me who the hell I should be. Look at me. Hello, I can. I still made it. I went against all the odds. I sacrificed so much, but they don't wanna give me my flowers. And so I take it in. Julle dink aan niks van my nie. And I will break a pen when I write. Ek is die Janie. En die is vir my mense, dit was nog nooit vir die fame. Nie eens nas was het toen 90 kon van my onderkry. But I made it, yeah. Who would ever thought that I would make it, yeah? I went against the grain, and I went against the failures. I fought against the beast, and I fought against all these aliens. Now watch me turn these K's into millions, Mufasians. Hallo? Kijk in, ik was nog nooit weg, hè? Zij, I searched to find love. Ik is hier, mama. And I came to let you know dat ik gaat neer en zie, got a thing for you. And I can't let it go. Hold up, nou die is mijn kokkie flow. Mijn zijn is geldig, dus hoe kom ik altijd nooit te binnen mijn sokjes? Zo ik stop het ook. Ik hou aan een tjoep, Rocky Balboa. Wie denk voor beef, wat zijn die klippen kan komen, wat ik kan komen. Zijn prijs rappers wat rappen, hol ik dit de geld met substance. Maar ik perform, trek ik geloof, binnen jouw karkas. Ik sta anders Brucey beat en los het mijn klomp pantes. Ik vang ze, is ook die of je play die ratanga zansen. Zij, ko staan in break met die labels, ze budget. Ze is de same als die anders, wordt gebruikt in geframed zoals een puzzle. Ze is die private, ze is een slave van die market. You're the same, but voor mij moet record labels, klomp brains, het op jelly. They don't believe in me, man. Which is the reason I believe that I can. And I know that this is gonna be worth it, my life is. When I know that I fought it from the surface. Ik zou independent, alleen depend op mij, zo mensen of de pens. Ik succes away van mensen die kent. Ken mijn tong, ze bleek, ze biedt weer op in. Ik heb procrastinate, ik wist niet de meeste zijn. Snap van je wat gelezen bleek. Dit is wat ik doe voor mijn mensen zijn. En ik denk dat ze iets voor anders krijgen, joh. Yo, en nou hoe ze like die hoed, maar ik zie violent die, maar die blurry spirit is te goed. En ik kijk is ik een leier, maar ambassadeur van die hoed. Ik is een legend in the making, benodigd zijn nog meer proof, ik is Mufasa. Hallo. Ik was nog nooit weg, I searched to find the love within. Ik is hier mama, kijk hier. And I came back to let you know, say, dat ik ga neer en zie, got a thing for you. And I can't let it go. Zo alweer, luister wat ik te zit. Ik heb de graad gekregen, was die aan mij te pressen. Van een stuk in een huis tot binnen een mensen. En telkens ik hier dokter, ik telkens aan een angle. Yeah, als het die lijkjes wist het iets in. Of wie benodigde baan, als ze altijd binnen niet is. Rapping wil een dictorin, hoe durf ze tijd met de kinderen. Mijn music speelt binnen Duitsland en ik is dit van die pero. Hallo, voel ze me? Ik is hier Expresso, waar het zie. Pero, je love wat ik doe. Je love tot wat ik in staat is. Ik ga komen om te spelen. Ik doe komen om te spelen. Wie even boos. Ik op zijn week, elke dag. Dus ik is hier. I'm coming, I'm next. Hallo, pero, staan op. Kom ik geef willen nog eentje. Kom mij, zo alweer. Luister wat ik te zit. Ik heb de graad gekregen, was die aan mij te pressen. Van een stuk in een huis tot binnen een mensen. Telkens ik je dokter, ik telkens aan een angle. Yeah, als het die like is, wist niet ook zin. Wie benodigde baan, als ze altijd binnen niet is. Rapping willen dictorin, hoe durf ze daar met de kinderen. Mijn music speelt binnen Duitsland en ik is niet van die pero. Mufasa.
No, buddy, I know you've heard people asking who do you want to influence, who do you want to work for. I have a feeling the early bees, the cats that have been paving the way in your lane, are going to be coming to you to find out how you are doing it. This is fresh, it's amazing, it's beautiful. Your command of the language is absolutely beautiful. Show this young man some love. More performances coming your way. Show him some love on social media. Punt his music however you can. This is what it's about, supporting vocals from the locals, baby. You are superb.
I see. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, your beauties. Yes, we haven't spoken at all about sport this morning, so let's do it right now. After a 3-week break, the Formula One Roadshow is back with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's a big one, a lot of money, a lot of excitement at this stage of the season. While there hasn't been any action on the track, there has been so much going on off it, with a new format for the sprint races announced, which I think the fans will absolutely love, but some divided opinions. So here to break it down for us ahead of this weekend's big race is Good Hope FM Sports anchor Lorenzo Darius.
Yo, what's up, Graham?
We almost didn't want to talk about football this morning,
Yeah.
but I'll say we'll both take Man United Spurs 2-all draw. We'll do it. So I thought it was going to be 9-0.
We have to give you something, though.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are loving Formula One this season. It's barely gotten up and running, and we've had spice right across the board in every format. Let's talk about the sprints, because when the sprints first were introduced, it did shake up the race weekend, but it kind of brought the viewers into the journey building up to the main race, which I loved. What are the changes now with the sprint race, and how is this going to affect the kind of overall ecosystem?
Well, look, we have to say that this season has been spicy, definitely.
Every day.
Every single week, there's something new to look forward to. And addition process in order to determine who's going to then have a grid standing on that shootout or that sprint for the 100-kilometer.
So if anything, I know that we'll still have the qualifying on the Friday, and we'll still follow the normal race weekend circus procession, which is awesome. Just gives the viewer a little bit more to look at. I know it's going to put additional pressure on teams, especially those underperforming or those dealing with major issues in that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Who does it help? Who does it hurt?
Sure. And again, I go back to what I said earlier, though, Alonso. I feel like it
backing incredibly good. We've seen a couple of teams really kind of putting their hands up. Even Aston Villa doing amazing things in the space of time that they've had to build. Aston Martin. Aston Villa also doing some pretty amazing things in football. I want the villains to come after me, please. Won't be driving one of those anytime soon.
No.
But in terms of the title chase, because I mean, there's been so much else to focus on. Lest we forget, there is
the smaller teams, if I can put it like that, they're going to go all out. Are we going to see someone else?
It's the back door to be able to, if you can just be fast in a straight line essentially and do this, you can make it work. But
so I'm worried that it could be where a bigger team gets taken out or a player gets taken out. And we've seen that with Ferrari. So they've kind of come in and then they have a really good practice session, really good qualifying, and then it just doesn't go their way. So I'm worried about that.
I want the spice. We're here for that. I want the spice of Leclerc moving away from Ferrari to Mercedes. I'm not going to ask you about that because no one knows anything as yet, but we will certainly let you know once that becomes official. But it's going to be a big race weekend. Soak it all up.
It is going to be a big race weekend, but it's going to be an even bigger day right now because it's time to announce some more winners. Yes, we all want to live a life free from chronic pain. Now, ActiPatch is a new and clinically proven treatment in the fight against chronic pain.
Now, ActiPatch provides users pain relief by employing new and novel technology, leaving you feeling rejuvenated. And they gave 20 lucky viewers the chance to win an ActiPatch device by answering the competition question on our social pages.
Yes, and today we are so excited to announce our first 5 winners! Yes! Let's see who it is. First one, we've got Mighty Gatle. She says, I suffer from muscle pain because I don't always use the correct ergonomics. Of course, the hashtag ActiPatch, long-lasting pain relief. Yes, I love it. Who's next?
Then let's go to Janine next. Right, Janine saying this: I battle with joint pain in my knees, especially so after exercising. I would love to win one of these with all the correct hashtags as usual.
Next up, we've got Peter Lene Feltman, who says, this device would help me so much. I injured my back in an accident and suffer from severe back and neck pain. A deserved one there.
All right.
Next up, we've got...
This one is Mfanelo Mzoto saying, I always suffer from backache if I've walked a long distance.
All right, and last but not least, our final winner for today is Tandeka Lewis. And she says, I suffer from neck pain and headaches. I normally use Compril pills, and I always changed my lifestyle. Also changed my lifestyle. All right, nice stuff.
Great,
5
great
winners
stuff.
in the bag. Yes, we've
Relief
done
is
it.
coming. Relief is on its way. And when there's a chance to live without chronic pain, grab it with both hands. It's time to move around and make sure that it's better than before with ActiPatch.
Congratulations!
Pain is the biggest pain in the... That's why ActiPatch is such a welcome, drug-free answer to treating back pain, chronic pain, and pain associated with arthritis. And what will have you feeling even better is that 3 lucky Expresso viewers stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand every week from the 26th of April to the 11th of May. Reply to the competition post on the Expresso social media pages using hashtag ActiPatch and long-lasting pain relief. Don't miss it. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Whenever you have something really cold and then you get this short, sharp kind of sensation, that's sensitivity. It can get worse. The problem is not going to go away by itself. I always recommend Sensodyne. It's specially designed to care for their sensitivity. And I've had people coming back to me saying it's made a difference. It works.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, your beauties. You're still with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, let's focus on the people that are most important in our lives, in our ecosystem, in our upbringing. It's our moms. And from her favorite fragrance to luxury home scents, Woolies Beauty has the best Mother's Day spoils. They've gone all out. And here to take us through some of her favorite must-have beauty items, what's made it into her little shopping basket, is beauty and fashion editor Knox Mafu. Noxie, this is a good time to have friends like these.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the time where I come alive. Everyone knows that my mom is also my favorite person, so you have to get the best gifts for them.
What made it into your basket? Because it is a little bewildering. I suppose you've got to let the person inform the choice.
Absolutely.
But take us through what really grabbed your attention.
So, I mean, with this incredible, promotion that we have at Woolworths, which is online only on the app, we've got 2 selected beauty products for about 25% off.
So that's 2 beauty products.
Exactly.
20, a quarter off. Boom, done.
So now how do you make a choice, right? So my favorite thing is to go between fragrances, skincare, and then of course makeup. So one of my favorite is the W Beauty. You know, we've got so many beauty products here. We've got Bloom here, which is an incredible fragrance. And then of course Armani has their favorite kind of a new feminine fragrance, which has got really great notes over there. So for me, those are kind of my first point of call when in terms of fragrances.
When buying a fragrance
Yes.
for someone, because you kind of know your mom's kind of scent generally.
Absolutely.
What's the best way if you're going to buy something new?
Yes.
Do you get some advice, do some testing, push the boat out, maybe get them to experiment? How would you
Yes.
recommend? Because these are all quite intimate products
They are.
in
They
terms
are
of our
quite-
own personal space.
Absolutely.
You know?
With me, with fragrance, it's about a mood, right? It's about what it is, what does it do. So you can try it on, so maybe you can sneak on a little tester while you're at your favorite Woolies. But what I really like here is that it speaks to the notes that it has. So for instance, these two are quite feminine. And if you know your mom likes something quite like really light, this is really great. But for me, I'd always try a tester, but also introduce them to something new, which is always great, yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Absolutely. So from a skincare perspective, we've got this Estee Lauder all-night serum, which is really great. It's great for lifting, firming the skin. Lots of incredible
I've been
ingredients there.
using it for the last month.
Right? It's incredible.
It's
Absolutely.
crazy good.
And then, of course, we've got the W Beauty Collagen Mask, which is really great also. It's about lifting, firming. So that's also a favorite. But, of course, all-day lipsticks are my favorite, right? We're busy, we're on the move. So Steela's got incredible stay all day kind of lipsticks. And then of course we've got the W Beauty matte lipstick, which also is phenomenal, kind of even in the winter, just kind of something that'll stay, keep its color, but really got great colors also in that.
You know what I love about this? Because so often when we buy, because my mom is still active, she's still working, she's still out there. So as much as she's granny to my kids, she is still very much my power single mom machine that's just out there doing what she does. Don't buy her a granny's gift for Mother's Day.
Absolutely not.
Buy her something that you would like that sits in her lane.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And so my favorite here is about there's so many ranges of colors, right? So you can go to your favorite Woolies, have a look, go online, make sure you make use of this incredible promotion. But honestly, so many colors to choose from. They sit so well on the skin. So from beauty to makeup to fragrance, there's so many things to choose from.
And a few things, when we talk about the Estee Lauder, these are kind of investment pieces as well in your own beauty regime. So if you can help someone else tap into that,
why not?
That's a beautiful present.
Absolutely.
Now I understand why you look so beautiful all the time. We love it. This is an opportunity. Yes, we can call these gratuitous commercial drives. It's not. It's an opportunity for you to get something truly special for someone who is truly special, who never gets the validation that they deserve. And of course, you've got a way to do it really easily now. And you get, as Knox said, 25%, a quarter off 2 selected beauty products from Woolworths, but the deal is only available up until the 3rd of May. Shop it online or on the Woolies app. That's where you're going to score. Stay tuned because Knox is going to round up SA Fashion Week for us now.
Yes, let's keep the fashion coming right now. Seeing that we still got a little lady in the house, of course, so let's utilize her services some more, shall we?
Absolutely, my favorite topic.
Now listen, every year the South African Fashion Week promises to bring us the latest in fashion and trends. And of course, this year was no exception. The runway at the South African Fashion Week 2023 brought to life some of our top designers, showcasing absolutely exhilarating looks.
I loved every one of them, but the thing is, we can't just look at a look.
Oh, yeah?
You have to look with proper eyes, and those eyes belong to Knox, Muff. So let's look properly. Knox, we know we have Mother's Day ideas in the bag, but now let's look at some of the trends.
Let's look at the fashion,
yes,
right?
Please.
So for me, guys, Fashion Week is one of my favorite times. I think it's incredible to celebrate the local talent.
Yes.
And of course, I was like, how do I make a choice? But I think for me, Art Club and Friends, for instance, is one of my favorite local brands that really came through. And I'll tell you why, because it really is about everyday fashion. And I think fashion is about being accessible. It's about really reaching out to the layman and then taking it further. So for me, from an everyday fashion, I think they're really great. Incredible colors, textures, and patterns. So I think this is really taking step. And what I like is that we saw new faces on the runway, which is really exciting. So really a big call out for me here.
Can I ask you this movement going forward when it comes to the fit of clothing?
Absolutely.
So I remember the era of like slim fit, and figure hugging, and like skinny jeans.
Yeah.
the polar opposite seems to be trending right now, where garments flow, they're 500 times too big for you, but it works.
90s are back.
Yeah, like
90s are back.
Is that the vibe?
You called it. So
right?
I feel like COVID taught us a lot in terms of comfort is the most important thing. And so we're finding a lot of brands are leaning into that. It's about getting comfort. So even Art Club, I know that they focus on utilitarian style. They're about things that it's workwear, but also comfort is the most important thing.
I swear, sorry, no, I'm not making this about me, but I swear I was ahead of the curve. When I was like a youngster, the way I used to dress was crazy. I'd wear colorful shoes, big baggy pants and stuff. And people were like, God, dress up, where are you going?
Absolutely.
Now it's a vibe. I can go on a runway looking like that.
Literally, go back to your style, back there. You were on the money. But you said hip-hop, big oversized things are very much on trend right
And
now.
look out for next SA Fashion Week, House of Ryle, coming to a runway soon.
House of Ryle. We knew
It's
he was
happening.
ahead of the curve. And then, of course, we've got Manso. Now, we know that Manso is like a regal designer in our game. They've had collaborations with some of our favorite kind of retailers. But this is always an ode to Africa, right?
Yes.
An ode to really beautiful prints. And so, of course, I love the layering here. I love kind of that royal kind of feeling that they have. Such an incredible ode to kind of authentic, original, you know, beauty.
For a queen.
Exactly.
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you want to make a statement, you want to be at an awards gala, if you want to be on the stage for, you know, let's just say Miss South Africa, this is the stuff to go to, I think.
So incredible. But I love the way they style it also, you know, so it's always about creating kind of volume in the outfit. So very different to what we just saw from Art Club, which is a lot more relaxed, street style. We're looking now to kind of a more elevated look. And then, of course, we've got the designers of Black Coffee, who have also created incredible silhouettes. We've got incredible prints. And what I love also is about the volume of an outfit, right? So we see kind of the performance there, the sleeves are a moment. There's a lot of accents in that outfit, giving it really a chic kind of look and feel. You know, so if you're someone who doesn't like print, this is
I love the layers. And for me, someone that always gets excited for winter and layering up, this is kind of playing into that. I mean, the drama in the garments. For me, also the pattern, like you mentioned, it's got this like a pertinent, conscious sort of patterning with it. It's tribal, it's got this weird feel to it that kind of is regal at the same time.
But I think it's a little different from the one we saw before, right? So where the color is a big focus here, I think here it's about that statement piece, that statement sleeve, really playing into kind of those small accents, but really incredible designers at the moment. It's really hard to choose.
So good. Right, Vivienne. Let's go there.
So I love this brand also, always so incredible on the brand. Like, if you look at that last dress there in the corner, it's giving drama.
I picture you in that dress.
Babe,
that is you.
And the thing is, what I love about it, it's kind of got drama to it, but also very figure-hugging. Also very famous. They're from Johannesburg, so really speaking to kind of the gold city and how that
the colours are just literally speaking equally to me right now. And at the same time, these are colours that I noticed to trend right now. These burnt oranges, these rusts, and again, it has this sort of sheen class to it that almost makes me feel like if you were to walk on the runway of a Dune movie premiere, this would be the look. You know what I mean? This has got that.
But it's got
feel.
Exactly, and those statement pieces, you could wear them on their own. So, for instance, if you were to just buy the coat, for instance, it's really a dramatic moment. But honestly, the most incredible and also sustainably sourced kind of items that they're getting, and their materials. So, honestly, such a great ode to fashion at the moment. It's a really good time.
Let's go to BAM.
Bam,
bam, bam, bam,
bam, bam.
So here we're also seeing a great play of La Silva. This is far more futuristic. So I really enjoy what they've done with the silhouettes and the cuts. But here, really looking at a more futuristic tone. Really a fan favorite at the moment. Again, a play with those dramatic dresses, looking at the play between kind of movement there. And I really, really think it was quite a strong, strong look for this one here.
I'm loving the silvers as well coming in.
Yeah.
This is great. But let's go to Google.
Now, Gugu is my favorite. So this is right. That, right? So the play between mesh and the color is really exciting. As we know, also people are really also taking risks, it's kind of showing more skin.
Yes.
So this is a really nice way.
And I like how you look at Ryle's eyes when saying showing more skin.
It's my time now.
Absolutely. So honestly, a nice play there. The mesh. You know, I love the way they kind of contrast that with the more formal kind of suit.
Great balance.
Just to give you something to play with in your new proposition. But really, guys, a great time for fashion in the sense that they're classic colours, pops of colour.
So good.
But again, an ode to utilitarian, something that's everyday wear, but just heightened for a fashion lover.
All right. And this is your brand, by the way. I can tell you.
I'm
I can see that guy's whole chest there. Up next.
Incredible. But I mean, also, we're seeing such pops of colour. I think it speaks to all the trends here at the moment, is that every single time we see like a play, it's between like a statement piece, right? It's about getting accents, really incredible tules that I'm seeing here.
Ooh,
but I think Fashion Week really was about a play between, you know, enjoying fashion, those statement pieces, the colors, but a really hard time to choose. But here already I saw, these were kind of my favorites. I knew that, you know, those kind of like plays between that feminine kind of accent there with the tulle. Always so exciting there.
And I love how fashion is so realistic at the moment. It's something that you could actually wear. It's not just inspirational, but it's accessible, and it's something that we could all own.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Absolutely. I think Fashion Week was a nice play between that. So we had kind of those once-off like garments that you can't see one of one. And then, of course, your more everyday style, but just heightened up for the fashion lover.
Nice. Done and dusted. This is fantastic. I mean, that is somebody that definitely knocks it out the park. That is, of course, Knox Mafu sorting out ourselves. And Ralph Lauren once said, fashion is not necessarily about labels. It's not about brands. It's about something else that comes from within.
Now, each designer there say Fashion Week 2023 inspires the future of South Africa's fashion, and we cannot wait to see what the future of fashion holds.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, it's time to have some fun, of course, once again, and we've still got a friendly compatriot in the studio with us, but let's get into it. From the likes of Mtandazo Gatya, who went viral with John Legend, to our Amapiano queen, Tyler, who opened for Chris Brown's UK tour. South African artists are definitely doing the tangs. Now, more so, Mzansi's finest DJ is also bringing heat to international shores. Ain't that bad?
And we love it. And of course, there is a platform that kind of ties all of this together. It's time to check out what's trending on TikTok with culture curator, DJ, media personality, and quite possibly one of the coolest people I know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeezy! He's in the house. Effortlessly cool. You were born for platforms like TikTok where you don't have to try to be cool. You can just go like this and everyone's like, oh, I want to train that choreography. You know, you've got that vibe, but Do you feel old when you look at TikTok?
I do.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I do. I was live yesterday, and the people who are watching my live were explaining what I'm actually doing.
Oh, okay.
Because they gave me gifts, and I had a cowboy hat, and I was like, no, what's this? They said, no, say thank you. I was like, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm learning.
Oh, sorry, we're going to educate you now.
Yeah, we're going to educate you right now, right?
Yeah.
Keeping it in the theme of DJs. First up, we've got DJ Uncle Waffles, who performed at the recent Coachella Festival in Cali, California in the USA. So let's see how she brought Amapiano to the world.
I don't know if American hips can move.
Yeah, there's too many bones in their body.
Yeah, but I don't know
you
if...
need that South African cartilage bones, that stuff, it just moves.
But as someone who tracks trends, to see it surfacing in this way, in the epicenter, let's be honest, of the house music world in that space, or the electronica, that's a big thing.
It's a huge thing, and I think if you're an artist watching this right now, you need to understand that we're not trying to be international, we are international.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're making music and you're thinking about just speaking to your community, you need to understand that the world is actually watching you. So our sounds, our vibe, our cartilage is what everybody is what everybody wants. All the major labels in the world have set up offices in South Africa already.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and TikTok is setting up South African offices in Dubai with South African agencies. Yeah, man, there's a reason why we are front and center. And now let's get into this. Let's see how Ciara cottoned onto this particular trend on TikTok. Take a look.
Just
cool. She's just awesome,
Firstly,
man.
like that whole trend is just taken over. I see it. You can't stop, man. The man's in it. Yeah? What is it like, though? I mean, just genuinely, like for me, I get the sense of like pride seeing our people literally being put up internationally. And I know we speak about it a lot, but I think we must celebrate this.
Yeah,
it's a small little country on the very tip of an African continent, celebrating with the world and the world celebrating with us.
Yeah.
That's huge, right?
No, it's massive, bro. Shout out to Trevor Noah, shout out to Black Coffee. I think these are guys who are the pioneers of saying we're as good, if not better, at what we do. You know, they really broke the gates, and now you got major league DJs traveling the world, Deben Koko, Uncle Waffles at Coachella. You got so many of our artists.
Nasty C on a billboard in Times
Square. Nasty C, exactly. You know, the late and great AKA was also in Times Square. So, I mean, it's our time. Trust me, you do not want to sound American, sound South African.
South African, yeah, exactly. I was telling our youngster right now. Well, you mentioned Black Coffee. Speaking of our favorite caffeine fix, DJ Black Coffee has pioneered the path, undoubtedly. And last year, he bagged a Grammy Award for his album, Subconsciously, in the Best Electronic Album category. Just imagine. Let's hear what he had to say.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. I want to thank God for the gift of music and being able to share it with the world and heal some souls and help people go through whatever they're going through in life. I want to thank my team, Christiana, Samantha, China. I'm not going to be able to mention everyone who I work with right now. I want to thank everyone who's on the album. From Sagi in South Africa to David Guetta, who
he's talking about David Guetta, but he's there.
Like, he's
there.
He's the boss.
Like, he's a mate.
That's crazy. Is he the best in the world? Yeah. Hey? At what he does? Yeah.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly, man.
Undoubtedly.
Oh, buddy, man. If you needed to have your hope refilled, your faith restored, don't look out. Look in. Look at the stars here in Africa. Look at the moves here in Africa. Listen to the sounds here in Africa, because I have a feeling right here, right now, maybe the stage is the epicenter of it all.
You know, South Africa has the best dancers in the world as well. I mean, we have the greatest music, but then, of course, we need people to dance to the music. We have them right here. I can tell you straight up. Now, from Carter to Khalifa and now to Ska. Let me introduce you to Madison Ska from the House of Ska. No stranger to the Expresso stage, yet reinventing oneself is the most important thing you can do if you want to stay ahead of the game. And just for a little teaser, Madison Scar's right with me. I feel I'm in the presence of royalty for some reason. I do, because I mean, you know, stranger to Expresso, I feel like you just own this segment. It's like your thing.
Expresso is our home. Myself and the girls, we've been performing here for years. We love it. We love coming back here and showing you guys what we have coming up next.
All right, so talking about coming up next, you've been working on something though. I mean, what you been up to? What's been happening?
I'd like to say that the girls and I, we have been living out the phrase, the calm before the storm.
Yes.
Because we have been keeping quite a low profile, hard in rehearsals, getting ready for our first debut show as the House of Ska.
Ooh, I believe that's tomorrow. Is that correct? Yeah.
It will be tomorrow night at 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Tickets are 50 Rand, and it's going to start around 9 o'clock.
What are we expecting, like the mindset of the people coming to watch you? What should they be prepared for?
They should be prepared for some sexy Beyonce.
Ooh.
Of course, I'm known for doing Beyonce very, very well.
We know.
There's no other queen that can do Beyonce like me. So
yes! And
we are
I
gonna
believe
kill
it. You have to believe it. Wow, okay.
But I'm not only sticking to Beyonce, I'm quite a versatile queen. So I'm going to be doing a lot of other artists as well, but she's my main, and that's what we're going to be giving you today.
Okay, great stuff. Give me this microphone over here because I believe that the House of Ska needs the time. And also, you need to move the coffee table. It's the Expresso Friday Dance, part 1. Here we go!
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Mother of my house, vow to keep my mouth to myself. You make me smile. I vow to love thy hater. You won't break my soul. 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 I'm telling everybody, 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 everybody. Swings in the front and the doms in the back. Ain't taking no flicks, but the whole click snap. Just a whole lot of people in the house trying to smoke with the yak in your mouth. And we back outside. You said you outside, but you ain't that outside. Worldwide hoodie with the mask outside. In case you forgot how we act outside. Motivation. I done found me a new foundation, yeah. Taking my new salvation. And I'ma build my own foundation, yeah. You won't break my soul. 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 And I'm telling everybody, everybody,
Yes! Oh, whew, wow.
Join the bank that's best for your loan. Choose up to 200 Rand cashback monthly with a personal loan. Apply for a personal loan and a savvy account today. Nedbank, see money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso at S3, and we asked you this morning, when is the last time you tried something for the first time? So now we have to challenge ourselves. We've got K-Easy over here, the tall wonder, alongside the short wonder, which could be our DJ crew name a little later. I mean, think about this, tall wonder, short wonder. Like, this could be a gig now. Book us today for any event. We'll be there for you. Now, show us something, tall wonder, K-Easy, all right? Because this is the vibe that you do. It's part of your brand.
Yes, sir.
And you developed this beautifully. So
Yes,
just
sir.
take me through how we vibe.
All right, cool. So I'm going to show you what beat matching looks like.
Yes, please.
Very quickly. So that's an instrumental.
Yes.
Can you hear that? So I'm going to play another song at this exact same time. All right, I'm going to start it over, right?
And we count, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to mix in another beat.
Go.
Two songs are playing.
And these are two laid over each other. Yes, but it's a very good beat though. Hey? Do you not ever want to like grab a mic and just start dropping bars?
All the time.
Yes.
And back to the other one. There you go. 2 beats, 1 go.
Ooh, this is amazing. It really is, my word. Can I tell you, K-Easy is one of the top DJs in the country. I can guarantee you that. This is why he vibes like this. I mean, this is the best thing ever. I know it's Friday, but in terms of that, it's great. So what do you press? Tell me when to press. I want to do the beat matching thing. So what do I press when it comes in? So you do that.
Cool.
Show me.
I'm gonna show you quickly.
Okay.
You're gonna do another song for me, all right?
All right.
Come this side.
Thank you. Ha! Small wonder in the house, yo.
All right.
Shake it down, player.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
we're gonna kick it. We're gonna start it with an a cappella intro.
Yes.
All right. An a cappella intro is when it's only a voice. So press play for me.
All right.
Baby, calm down.
Yes.
All right.
Calm down.
Then we're loading our next song. Okay. We make sure the beats are matched up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to practice this.
Life, down. If I tell you say I love you, no day for me young girl.
Listen, the beat's gonna come in.
Yes. No.
Okay, tall wonder. I'm going to work on this part of my game big time, though, and we're going to be the collab. It's Tall Wonder and Small Wonder. But, of course, you do this thing because we have to get the coffee table moved out of here. We got the House of Scar coming back in. So make sure you stay right there. Move the coffee table. It's your Friday dance, part 2. Let's wrap it up.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet like whoa, 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 whoa. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your love. Go up, catch my vibe. Let me go off, grab that track. Man, it's so tough.
Better food choices never tasted so good, nor were they ever so easy as the range of healthy living options. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.